25 months, damn, where did time go? Scared to love.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Hope you guys are doing well. Did you expect another stream so soon? It's almost like we're a functional adult again. There's gonna be more streams coming too. This should be a bit of a better time stream for the freedom fighters, the Americans. Hopefully. But the next stream is going to be better for Australians and EU and stuff. But we're getting there. Today's stream is going to be a bit of a heavy topic. I don't know how I want to start it. We're not going to jump straight into the terrible stuff. we're gonna just shit talk and just say g'day and warm up a bit. Oh, don't worry, Brandon. I haven't forgotten. Also, I haven't checked the volumes of stuff. Is my mic too loud? I'm freaking out. Yeah, I was in a rush today, so I haven't fiddled with everything. Everything's probably broken, but as normal, everything's always broken. And we say hi to everybody. We say hi to everybody. Also, Alex, thanks for the 45 bits. Pretty late here, needing that before work. All good, dude. All good. Have a nap. In fact, the VODs are going to... Actually, maybe one of the mods can do that. The VODs are... I've made a VOD channel on YouTube, so the VODs are going to be ripped. I'm going to export them to YouTube straight away. So if you prefer to watch stuff on YouTube rather than Twitch, the full VOD is going to be on Twitch every stream. Oh, sorry, on YouTube. I'm going to upload the full VOD unedited to every on the YouTube channel, so you can catch whatever part you want if you prefer the YouTube system, which is a pretty good system. Pretty good system. So if you miss the VOD or anything, it's all good. Don't stress. The VODs will be both on Twitch, and if they expire on Twitch, eventually they're still going to be backed up on the YouTube channel. Maybe if one of the mods can grab the link to that, put it in the thing. Thanks, Ali. How you doing, man? I saw you. I was going to reply to your DM yesterday, but I don't like replying to DMs when they're live. I don't want to bug you while you're doing your thing. But I saw you, what was it, a heavy eyeliner day or a heavy something day? I can't remember. But you must have been doing a big stream. Hope it went well yesterday, dude. Let me say hi to everybody. Let me say hi to everybody. There's the VOD channel if you want to check it out. I literally set it up in like 4 seconds last night, so it's probably broken. I think it works. But we're on the path to getting better with everything. Let me say hi to people. Thanks for the 45 bits, Alex. And MJ subscribed. Oh, is it today? Oh shit, I missed it. 25 months from MJ. Thanks, MJ. Appreciate it. And fucking good job getting the sunlight in. Smashing it today. Good job, dude. Good job. Sometimes you just need a kick in the ass. And then you'd be surprised at how strong you are, what you're actually capable of. Lorto, good to see you too, mate. I think I saw you, you were being supportive on the Instagram post this morning, I think. Was that you, Lordo? Appreciate it, man. Angel's here. What's up, Angel? Angel, the newly promoted. Smash and work. It's good to see you, dude. Seppi's here. Hi, Seppi. Where you going shopping? Dude, go shopping. Live your life. Toby, dude. How's the little tacker going? Did you name it? Is it Tobias Jr.? Did you name it Jr.? I can't remember. I know you sent me the DM. And Toby's kid was born on like, what was it? The 3rd of the 3rd of 23rd at 3:34 or something. It was almost 3:33. It was almost. You should tell the mister to fucking hurry up. She was a minute late. Would have been the perfect birth time. But hope they're doing safe and well and stuff. It's always good to see you, Toby. Miss you lots, dude. Fang, it's good to see you too. Also, good job getting fucking motivated. Picking up that shit you forgot at work. What a pain in the ass, but good work, dude. Good work. Hi, Victorious. Good to see you again too. I don't want to miss anybody. There's so many names. Sween's here. Hi, Sween. I see the booty. Sween. It's good to see you, man. Good to see you. Classic dad shirt. Indeed. There's a reason for this shirt. Dunkin' Donuts. Fuck yeah. And Ali's here. Hi, Ali. TJ. Oh, you call him TJ. That's fucking awesome. Yeah, TJ. 3:23, 3:24. Yeah. She was late, mate. You gotta sort her out. All right. That is a risky thing to do. Being cheeky to your missus after she's just gone through an intensive labor. That you might not want to. That's dangerous. You might not survive. No worries, cool. Good to see you, man. Good to see you, dude. Oh, he can't hear me. There you go. I'll mime it. From WA, what's up, dude? Queen Road Train. Yep, that's a WA name for sure. For sure. We just got the storms fucking last night that you guys had the other day. What's up, the bombs? Good to see you too, man. Good to see you too. Yeah, you should have fudged it. Yeah, it should have been like, oh, the hospital clock was slow. Also, once again, This is only my second stream back in like a year, so if the audio is wrong, if anything's broken, let me know. I can fit it with on the fly, but I haven't done too much troubleshooting. It's fighting fire with fire. That's it. Damn. Yeah. Probably not the best moment to mention that she was too slow. Damn, man. That's a rough fucking labor, dude. You must be so, you both must be so happy. TJ's happy, healthy. Two good parents. Wonderful. It's good to see you too, Lorto. It's good to fucking see you too, man. That's a bargain. Miss Eats a Lot. Bargain. So, the reason why we're wearing this shirt today, and the reason... We won't get into it straight away, but we'll just mention what the aim of the stream is. Like, in the last month or two, I've been slowly returning to Twitch, social media, all that sort of stuff. I haven't been... Like, I barely turned on my computer for most of last year. Wasn't on social media too much. And pretty much, as soon as I came back to social media... Bang. Papa's passed away. Papa's the... You guys might know him if you were Vinny from the Dead by Daylight side of things back in the day. Like, decade veteran streamer, wholesome motherfucker. Passed away on June 2nd this year. Passed away this week. He was the reason that we did the Light in the Fog event, why all the companies, the communities, everyone came together to raise money for him. I don't know how much money we raised in the end. It probably was close to $500,000. He got a terminal diagnosis. I think he had a stroke to start with, and so he found out. And 2 years later, after diagnosis, he passed away on June 2nd recently. I want to make it very, very clear at the beginning of the stream, I'm going to reiterate this as well. I was not super familiar with him. We were not close friends. He probably thinks of me as a stranger. We were not close. And I don't want anyone to think that I'm trying to portray a familiarity that wasn't there. That being said, that's one of the other points I want to lead into. Even though I wasn't super familiar with him personally, even though I was a little bit of a stranger, what he did and what he went through still impacted me a lot. So I can imagine how much it impacted those that were close to him if strangers around the world felt that impact. And it's an important thing to talk about. The other thing to mention as well, when I came back to social media and stuff, this was in April when this news was announced. I only found out in the last week and a half. One of the Twitch Adelaide, I don't know if she was a founder or a co-community manager, a girl called Little Artie. Those of you in Adelaide will be more familiar, but she was one of the Twitch Adelaide community managers, and I didn't even know she was sick. She apparently had cancer, and she passed away at the end of April. I had no fucking idea. That just came out of nowhere when I saw it, and I saw the news very late. And I met her a few times in person, had some communications. Always lovely. Same as Papa's. So those are the two people that I've been thinking about over the last week, and trying to use some of the like positive thought patterns and best ways to actually grieve, I guess, like the best ways to think about it and how to move forward, and why they were so valuable people. So I want to talk a little bit about that stuff. It is going to be a heavy stream. It's not going to be a depressing stream. Well, it might be. It's going to be a heavy stream, but it's going to be through the lens of hope and optimism and why they were such good people. It's not going to be... Yeah, I don't really know. I don't really know what I'm talking about. But I think it's important. I think it's an important thing to talk about, because life fucking sucks. And guess what, chat? You're going to die. Everyone you love's going to die. Your pets are going to die. Everyone's going to fucking die. So no matter how old or young you are, at some stage in your life, you're going to have to deal with illness, either yourself or a close person or a family member or a partner. At some stage in your life, you're going to have to deal with this at some stage. And it's better to be prepared. And there's a lot of stuff to talk about. There's a lot of stuff to talk about around this sort of thing. around this sort of thing. And there's good lessons to take from it and good things that you can implement in your own life. So if when those bad things happen, you are strong enough for the people around you that need you. There's some good things to talk about, I think. We're gonna get into it. Why do I have to get hungry? I need to sleep. If you can't sleep in 15 minutes, my doctor. I saw my doctor on Monday, which was really good. Really good. I've had a pretty good week. Yeah, and that's the start of the title. I've been reading through. I'm currently reading through Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, Roman Emperor of like 7 AD or something. One of the Stoic philosophers, and they talk a lot about the concept of death and Memento Mori, and how valuable the time that you have is, and why you should have a sense of urgency and live the way you want to live now, because you don't have time. And especially the two people that passed away recently. Again, I'm not super familiar with them, so I'm speaking very generally. I can't speak for anybody. I can't speak for anybody else, but I would imagine that they would have looked back on their life with pride and with a sense of accomplishment, because they lived their life, even though they were struggling, in a positive way. And that's why everyone supported them and loved them, because they were impactful. They weren't standing still while life happened around them. They were making the most of it. And when tragedy struck, they still made the most of it, which is very profound. It's very hard to do. So it's worth... Today's going to be kind of like a little bit of a paying tribute, little bit of, I don't know, memorial. I don't know. We're going to use those guys as positive examples to lead into things that you can actually apply to yourself. Because, like I said, everyone's fucking dying. All right? Everyone's fucking dying. It's going to happen. So you may as well start living now instead of 20 years from now hit by a bus. Finally, maybe you recover from the tragedy and then you go, oh my God, now I know it's precious. Now I should start living. Well, fucking start living now, because you never know what's going to happen tomorrow, you know? But if I'm immortal, Damon, let's just, you might be the exception to the rule, maybe, but I think it's safer. If you live your life as if you won't see tomorrow. You should live your life as if it's finite. And that's a really good point, Toby. A lot of people, once they have children, start to think about this sort of stuff. And that's another thing where it's like, you don't think about these things until something terrible happens, until someone you know passes, until someone you love passes. Then you start to think, oh shit, I gotta fucking sort my own shit out. But why wait for the tragedy to happen to then motivate you to be a better person? Be a better person today. There's no point waiting until that bad thing happens and then you go, oh, now I should do it. Fuck it, you can do it today. There's no reason why you couldn't. We're gonna talk about it a little bit. Whew. God damn it. Yeah, that's it, MJ. And that's one of the other things about being such a positive and consistent person, is that strangers that he never met, didn't know the name of, they never met him, barely knew him, strangers globally have taken an impact from this. That is an incredible achievement. That is such an incredible life to have lived to the fullest. And again, I'm not super familiar with everything, and I don't want anybody to get that impression, so we're going to be speaking very generally here. But I think there's good parts of it. Also, I see you, Sugar Biscuit. Hi, Sugar Biscuit. Sorry if I missed anybody. If you're new here, I rant a lot, but I do try to catch up on chat when I'm able to. Yeah, put them up in Discord, Toby. Go nuts. Put them up. I'll check them when I check them though. No worries, Angel. Enjoy the walk, man. Enjoy the walk. Also, nope. You still have Bongo Cats? I'm assuming you changed your name and it's Bongo Cat Boy. What's up, dude? Yeah, I like that. It's like, am I doing my best? Nope. But at least am I trying my best? Also, nope. We'll fucking change it, mate. You got this. You got this. I believe in you. All right. Any other what's the right word for that? Any other things to catch up on first before we dive into it? Also, hopefully the music's not too loud or anything like that. Should be all good. I might turn the alerts off if we start getting you know, if a million people come in and subscribe at the same time, which won't happen, but we might turn them off if it starts getting crazy. I can't see the bongo butt. I don't know what happened. This is only my second stream back in a year. We'll figure it out, Zephyr. Don't worry. We'll figure out the bongo butt. We'll figure it out. Also, someone mentioned the crocodile before. Someone, was it you, Sugar Biscuit? Watch out, there's an alligator behind you. That's a crocodile, mate. Ain't no bitch alligator. Alligator's tiny, fucking short nose, weak. All right, crocodile. That's Brucey. That's a big Australian crocodile. All right, that they've not evolved for like 1 trillion years because they're just the most apex predator, surviving every extinction event. All right, they're brutal. Hi Nick, how did WoW go yesterday? I was gonna pop in and say something, and then I was like, ugh, I don't know about WoW. I was lurky for a little bit. Hope it went good, Nick. It's good to see you as always. Heck yeah, yeah. I don't I've cancelled every subscription I've had over the last year because I went bankrupt. So if I could still be subbed, I would still be subbed. Congrats, like well done, Zephyr, still having that. Nah, you're all good, Nick. You're a good boy. Me and Nick are on Grassroots back in the day. It's crazy how long it's been. It's crazy how long it's been. I don't know if Jinx is in chat right now, but he missed me on Discord. He's one of the first 10 people that came to my stream when I used to play RuneScape for 3 days. Crazy to see people from 5 years ago in the past and how much progress everyone's made. It's awesome. It's awesome. The crazy thing is, I'm actually signed up to the Daily Stoic Ryan Holiday's YouTube channel. I'm signed up to the daily mailing list, and this morning at 1 a.m. I got the daily email, and the email was about Memento Mori, which is crazy to me because that's what I've been like writing and thinking about in the last week. So I think we'll just start with that. Hope that's not too quiet. Hope that's quiet. I think you guys will find this useful. I found this useful myself, and I'm starting to realize that, oh, if this is working for me and I'm finding value in these principles and these ideas, and I'm an average dickhead, then other average dickheads will probably find them useful too, you know? And instead of you guys having to watch decades of motivational and psychological and therapy and self-help and all that shit, you just listen to the parts that I remember. Save you guys some fucking time. No stress, Toby. Love you, man. It's good to see you. Are you in bed, by the way, Brand? I hope you're feeling better. Can we get some love in the chat for BTK? He's a bit under the weather today. He's having a sickie from work, and he's still showing up on the mobile to help out, so appreciate that, dude. I think I did see that Fang posted in the Discord, the VOD channel. If you're curious, if you missed the stream the other day, is the oh, never mind. He posted that in the that's in the mod channel. No, all good, all good. Appreciate that, Fang. Oh, fuck yeah, Toby. But have you got your afro break? That's all I care about. Are you smashing it, Toby? Good job, man. Yeah, celebrating people rather than being down about it. That's the way they want it. That's it. That's it. Instead of wallowing in self-pity, not like silver line or anything like that, but like there are always positives to be found within tragedies, and especially if you have someone close to you that passes away, a family member or whatever, you know they would rather you lived your life in a happy, positive way than was depressed about them. You know, they would want you to live to the fullest. So the best way to honor those that aren't here anymore is to live your life to the fullest. That's the best way. That's the best way to move forward. And that's what they would want. Hey Frankie, what's up, dude? Are you freezing your ass off? New Zealand, right? I think I remember the town, but I'm not gonna dox you. You must be fucking freezing. It's freezing here today. It's good to see you, mate. So Yeah, essentially we're gonna get into it a little bit now. I want to talk about Memento Mori and a few other things, but for those that might not have been at the start of the stream, Papa's a well-known Dead by Daylight streamer, the reason for the Light in the Fog events over the last 2 years. He passed away on June 2nd this week after many years of struggling with ALS, terminal illness. Those of you in Australia or OCE, ALS is called motor neuron disease here. You've probably heard that term thrown around. I think it's also called Lou Gehrig's disease. It was a baseballer in America. I'm not too sure. Again, I'm not an expert. I'm speaking very generally about this stuff. Don't think I have any sort of private knowledge or information. This is just very, very general stuff. Hi, Rakali. Can someone at Rakali and say, Smash College, you beast? Hi, Rakali. I know, Frankie, it's rough. You are freezing? Yeah. Well, that's no good. That's no good, B. Today might be the peak bullshit. Tomorrow you hopefully start feeling better. Don't feel better tomorrow morning, man. Go see your doc. Take care of yourself, dude. Thanks, Frankie. And also the other person that passed away at the end of April, a girl called Little Artie. I say girl, grown woman. Wonderful girl. She was part of the management team of Twitch Adelaide. I met her a few times in real life. Nothing but light in the fog as well. Nothing but a shining beam of positivity. I've also talked to her privately in DMs and stuff. Always positive. Always looking out for everyone else around her. So when I found out that she passed, that was also... I found out they both passed away this week. Because I've just not been active on the socials. So both of those things that shook me. Maybe save it for another stream to bombs. I don't want to get too diverted. Hey, statistician. Good to see you, man. Dragmaster, I saw you lurking as well at the start. I appreciate it. It is rough. Also, another thing on that, the bombs, can I ask your advice on something? We are going to be doing, so the next stream we're going to do, might be Friday. The next stream we're going to do, actually this is a good thing to talk about before we get heavy into it. The next stream we're going to do is going to be just fucking chill. We're going to just be playing games, shit talking, having a good time, riff raff, fucking all the stuff. It's going to be a very chill, casual, good time stream. Not going to be into this heavy, deep, philosophical bullshit. It's going to be a good time stream. I don't know when the stream's going to happen next, but the next one we plan, it will be a chill one. That being said, those of you that missed the first stream back on Sunday, we're not going to be going down the path of 18 hours a day, Dead by Daylight, 4,000 hours, all that bullshit. Video games are fun, and I enjoy them occasionally, but those things have not given me much satisfaction or meaning in my life, and I don't really want to do that for the next 10 years. The things that I find valuable are learning about mental health stuff, more self-help, more motivation, that sort of stuff. So we are going to be doing mostly community stuff. There's going to be a lot of... I'm going to set up some various anonymous things so you guys can ask questions, ask advice, topics, whatever we want to talk about. We talk about anything. And because I've gone through lots of bullshit, I kind of have a little bit of advice for most situations. Not a professional. I'm just a professional depressed person. I'm an expert at struggling. And hopefully some of the things that I've learnt recently to help myself might also help you guys. So we're going to do a lot more question answer stuff, more community stuff, more personal stuff. There will be games and stuff thrown in, but we're not going to be a gaming channel anymore. We're not going to be a everyday gaming. Can I get to Grandmaster or no? We're going to be variety with the main focus being community. Just chatting. We're just going to be just chatting for anything, any topic, any whatever, anything that either makes people smile or give them a bit of information that they can apply in their lives to go down the path of betterment. Not a bad idea either, statistician. I am very much considering podcasting stuff, inviting other people on to speak. I've got friends that have gone through different mental health processes, misdiagnosis and stuff. They have a perspective that I don't. So there's going to be stuff like that as well. Stuff like that too. Did I see D in here? I see Ali in the love heart. Where's D? Where is he? Can't see it. I can't see him. Am I missing that comment? Am I blind? I might be blind. Oh well. What's up, dude? Hey, Jinx, good to see you, man. I mentioned you before. I DM'd you your old account. But yeah, good advice, guys. Good tips. Oh, in the car. Hey, all good, D. Virtual kettle's always on. I like that. The virtual kettle's always on. And I don't know if the merch store's still open, but there is a GoFundMe right now on Sunshine's page. If you do want to donate towards Papas and the funeral costs and all that sort of stuff, there is that on there. But yeah, so going forward, there's going to be much more question answer stuff. There's going to be much more community engagement. You guys submitting questions, you guys submitting topics, whatnot, and then us exploring it together. What you're asking for, the bombs, will be coming. Today is a bit more focused of a topic. I've actually got like a list of things to organize my thoughts. But yeah, it'll be good. I know. I'm shocking, D. I'm shocking. But if you keep giving me fucking bullshit like that, mate, there won't be a sword there for very long. All right. I expect my mods to be like on their knees, knee pads. Oh, all right. I want sycophants surrounding me. I want to feel good. Okay. That's not what a mod team is, chat. A mod team is there to just bully you with the power of a sword. All right. Let's get into it. Fight MND, which is a great charity. Yep, exactly right, Dragon. Exactly right. Thank you for mentioning that. Papa's passed away this week. Most of you guys know who he is. I'm not going to describe him again. Also, Lillardi passed away, the Twitch Adelaide manager. Both of those things happened. Or both. Artie passed away end of April. I found out this week. This and that. So just like the title of the stream right now, Memento Mori, which is kind of interesting because I played Dead by Daylight for like 4,000 hours, and Moris are one of the insta-kill mechanic, the offering you use in that game. I never knew what the word Memento Mori meant. I was like, oh, it's a Mori. Like I never actually learnt what it meant because I wasn't into more of the ancient philosophy sort of stuff. I didn't know. I had no idea. No fucking idea. Boop, good to see you, mate. Good to see you. That's all good, the bombs, dude. I'm glad you've got a full-time employment. That's awesome, dude. Smash it. Don't stress if you miss a stream. Don't stress if it's a bad time for you. Don't sacrifice your sleep or your life to be here. There will be more streams, and the VODs will always be saved on YouTube. There will be more streams, and I'm gonna make sure a schedule that suits everybody. Don't worry, it's all good. Whoever has a tattoo on his arm, fuck yeah, MJ. Fuck yeah. So in reading through like the meditations by Marcus Aurelius and learning a little bit more about it, Memento Mori is essentially a Latin phrase that means like remember your death, remember you're gonna die. And the first instinct on surface level when you hear that is like, oh, that's depressing. Like, why would you ever want to remember you're gonna die? It's depressing. It's not if you think more deeply about it, because death is the great equalizer. If you're rich, you're poor, you live this country, that country, whatever, you're all gonna die. Everyone's gonna die. Everyone's eventually gonna die. It's gonna happen. And a few different psychologists talk about things where it's like life is suffering. Life fucking sucks. And I agree with that. Life does fucking suck because eventually people you love, people you care about, parents, children, whatever, pets, yourself, eventually they're gonna get ill, eventually they're gonna die, eventually you're gonna get ill, eventually you're gonna die. That is gonna happen for sure. Hey, you got your account back, nice work. Hey, Arrow, good to see you. Eventually that's gonna happen. So instead of like freaking the fuck out about that, you know that's going to happen. That makes time valuable. The fact that life is finite makes every second count. That's what makes it count. If you're immortal, you could just go, oh, next century, I'll get my shit together. Oh, next millennia, I'll go to the gym. You don't have that time. You don't have that time. It's a sense of urgency in a sense of every second is important. And that's one of the thought patterns I've adopted in terms of, oh my God, I just spent 3 months in bed being depressed. Oh my, like that. There's so much of my life that has passed me by that I have wasted. And there's always things like environment and health issues. There's lots of stuff which affects that, but it's an important thing to, or it's at least important to believe it within yourself that, hang on, Is it completely out of my control, or is part of it in my control? Generally, you'll find if you open yourself up to that idea that some of it is in your control. And then it's a scary question to ask, is this in my control, or is life smacking me? Because if you believe that life is in your control, you're essentially admitting to yourself that it's your fault, that part of this is your fault. And that is a depressing thought, but it's also a hopeful thought. It's an optimistic thought. Holy shit, part of my life is in my control, so I can be better. It's possible. It's possible. And that's where the, you know, people waste their time. People waste their time constantly. Constantly.
Handsome lad, I have missed you.
Good to see you, Nico.
Aussie streaming at 4 a.m.
Miss you too, dude.
SMH.
How many illegitimate children do you have now? So it's I think you have to be subbed for it, Raptor, but you're definitely a founder. So I like that idea, and I like that quote where it's like, no amount of money has ever bought a second of time. It hasn't. People are happy to waste, people are worried about wasting their money, worried about wasting their resources, whatever, but you waste your time without thinking about it, and that's truly the most, like, non-renewable resource out of everything. And it makes you think more deeply of, like, you know, do I want to spend 40 years doing this one thing? Like, that's like the best years of your life, you know? It's and it's also one of those things where I'm getting off topic from the list that I want to talk about. But I heard a really good we might actually play some of the videos as well. A really good description by Gary V, a really good metaphor. And because I've been thinking a lot recently that I think humans have a recency bias. We have very much a recency bias. The things in the past don't matter. It's just whatever happens recently. And I think, especially living in the modern era, we have sort of a collective arrogance that we are more advanced. We have the internet. We have this. We have this. Oh, 1,000 years ago, they were peasants. They were fucking sticks and live in caves, whatever. Like, we have this sort of modern arrogance. But, you know, oh, we have the internet. We have technology. Did you invent it? Did you invent the combustion engine? No, you didn't. All right, someone else did. Like, why do we have this, like, feeling of superiority just because we're in this age right now? Like, humans have been the same anatomically for like 300,000 years. So just because the people that lived back in the caves, they still might have been wise. There might have been an Einstein in the cave, the first guy that made the wheel of fire or whatever, you know? And then reading through some of these philosophy books from people 2,000, 3,000 years ago, they were way smarter than us. They were way smarter. They didn't have the internet, didn't have mobile phones, but fucking hell, were they wise? They spent their days learning, and why not learn from their mistakes rather than make them yourself?
You would stay strong at had to too.
Spam protection, Pog. Thanks, Raptor. 14 months. Dude, you've been here for 5 years. I appreciate it. And Nico, I appreciate that too. Thanks, mate. Yeah, exactly right, statistician. Don't put off tomorrow what you can do today. I love that, because one of the things that I would say when I was in university was do tomorrow, do tomorrow. I've spent my whole life procrastinating, busting my ass, procrastinating, busting my ass, winging it. I've just been winging it throughout my life with no direction, no intention, just letting life happen to me and then just like dealing with it the best I could. And there's many reasons for that. Undiagnosed illness, this and that. Now that I'm on the appropriate medication, I've discovered a lot of things about myself, been diagnosed and stuff. I now have the tools to actually implement the life that I wanted to have. Beforehand, when I would try, I would fail and not know why. Now I can actually, and a bit tangential, but beforehand, like, you know, there's always the underlying sort of self-helpy theme of my stream anyway, even with DBD, throwing out advice here and there, this and that. But I think the reason why it didn't feel aligned with myself was because I wasn't embodying it. I wasn't living it. My problem has always been, I always have a lot of knowledge, but it's just the application. Actually doing it is the hard part. And now that I've sort of solved that aspect of it, I feel more comfortable talking about this stuff, because not only I'm actually giving advice that I'm following myself, rather than just giving advice and then ending stream, eating a bag of M&M's, smoking weed and fucking 5-knuckle shuffling all night. You know, you don't feel like, why am I giving advice that I'm not following myself? now I actually have the tools and support networks and the professional help and medical stuff to actually enable me to follow my own advice. And because I've been in such a shitty hole, if this stuff works for me, then it's gonna work for everyone. You know, like I'm just an average dickhead that was depressed. If this is working for me, I can like almost guarantee the advice I'm giving because I know it works because I tried it. And then I can also tell you what doesn't work because I did a lot of things that don't work. Lots of stuff. Google the bombs. We're not going to get off topic too much today. Hi Val, good to see you. Val, oh my god, when you hit me with that serotonin the first time I came into your stream, it's like rushed over me. Scary. Oh my god, you're such a sweet bean, Val. I actually met Val at PAX. She is as lovely in real life as she is on stream. Can confirm. No stress, Nico. Dude, do what you gotta do. Next stream will be good for EU, I promise. But thank you so much for the fucking, 10-year subscription? 57 months. Oh my god, 57 months. I'm such a boomer. Such a boomer. I appreciate you, Val. I appreciate you. Alright, we'll get back on what they're talking about. Yeah, so there was the two people, Papas and Little Artie, passed away recently. And that's why I think the phrase Memento Mori is important, because what generally happens, this is one of the metaphors that I heard Gary Vee say this morning. He said, like, when someone passes away or anything like that, it's almost like, you know, you're driving a car down the street and police lights come on behind you, and all of a sudden you might be speeding, you might be doing it, all of a sudden you're fucking awake and you're like, oh shit, I gotta fucking follow the speed limit, and then the car passes you, and then maybe for 5 minutes you're like, oh shit, hands on the wheel, better focus, better do the speed limit, because that reminder was there. But then 10 minutes later, you're back to speeding and back on your phone again. You know, we're very quick to forget these lessons. And it's the same thing when someone passes away. When someone passes away, you might get that sudden hit of, oh my God, I've remembered that I'm going to die. I've remembered that life is important. You might have 1 or 2 days of like crushing it, and then the memory fades. You know, then you just go back to being a piece of shit. You just drift back, you know? But why wait for something tragic to happen to motivate you to be better? You don't have to wait for that. You could do it today. You could do it today. You know? Like, do you really want to wait until your parents get sick and you have to be their full-time carer, and then you have to become strong for those you love? Do you want to wait until that tragedy happens to improve yourself? Or do you want to improve yourself now because you know those shit's going to happen anyway? You know it's going to end up terribly. So you may as well... It's almost like... it's almost like the biblical sort of thing where it's like preparing for the flood. Because you know shit's going to happen. It's going to fucking happen. Everything's going to be fucking terrible. So you may as well prepare yourself and be the strongest version of yourself now. So when that does happen, you know how to handle it. Rather than something went wrong, now I have to adapt and become the person that's needed. You can do that today. You can do it today. Does that make sense, chat? Does that make sense? Makes sense to me. Hi, Abby. Thanks, Simi. Thank you for the raid, mate. Thank you for the raid. I saw you were playing DBD the other day. I saw you playing DBD. Zero build. Zero build's the best. Yeah, so we might do that next stream. It's good to see you, Simi. I met Simi at PAX too. Lovely fucking bean. Lovely bean. It's a shame we didn't end up actually drinking together. We both might have had alcohol poisoning because she goes hard. It was good to meet you, man. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. We're talking about fucking... No shit, dude. Did I DM you? I wrote that down somewhere. I wrote down... Did I DM you? Maybe you sent it to me. Yeah, we took a Polaroid together. I gotta fucking print that out. Anyone that's come over with the raid, we're talking about fucking Papas, the Dead by Daylight community member, passed away on June 2nd. Also, a Twitch Adelaide member, Little Artie, passed away in April. We're just talking about grief, death, mortality, motivation. It's a depressing and a heavy and a tragic topic, but we're looking at it through the lens of hope and positivity and the lessons that you can take when these tragedies happen. Because both those people lived their lives in a way that was good, and they never gave up, and it is important to think about that and then start living your life to the fullest, because you never know when you're going to get bad news. You might one day wake up and go, oh, I got hit by a bus. Oh, my legs don't work. Oh, this happened. Oh, I got cancer today. Do you want to wait until that news before you sort your shit out? Because it's going to happen. Sort your shit out now. It's very easy. It's very easy to say, very difficult to put into practice. But you should look at it as a hopeful thing, that there is a future version of you which is much stronger and much better, that is in your control to achieve. It shouldn't be looked at as a depressing thing. Yeah, stay comfy. And oh my god, immediately, that's one of the things that hit me. The day that he passed away, he was watching the tribute video in the hospital bed on the TV of all of us saying stay comfy, all the creators that were involved in Light in the Fog, on his last day, like on his like last breath sort of thing. The fact that I was invited to be in that video is insane to me. Massive imposter syndrome. I don't know what impact I had personally. We weren't very familiar with each other, but just the fact that someone was watching a video that I was part of on their last day on Earth, like Jesus Christ, that's a depressive rabbit hole to start thinking about. But also the positives from that is that this is the other topic that I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about me and my dad have been throwing around this idea for the last couple of months, and I think it's so relatable to pretty much everything in life, that you might do things every day that you think is normal, and you might just be yourself every day and not think it's worth anything. You might have a low self-value of yourself, but other people probably find it exceptional. You'd never know the impact you're having on someone. You never know the impact. You have no idea. You've no idea. And like, I don't think these people were trying to impact people, trying to impress people, trying to look holy and virtuous and stuff for people. They were just trying to live their life the best way possible, and the byproduct of that is everyone is impacted, because they focused on being positive themselves and everyone was impacted from that. And you don't actually know your own value. Most people walk around, I don't know, I got no idea. I'm not most people, but at least myself, I have a relatively negative perception of myself. So when people tell me that I've been impactful, I reject the compliment. I don't feel it. It doesn't feel earned. I wasn't trying to help. I'm just being me. I didn't earn this. I wasn't trying to put effort in. It was just chilling. But you might find out, someone might remember something you said 10 years later. Someone might think about that. That might put a smile on someone's face in a time where that is rare. You know, you don't know the impact you have. And it's also something that I've always said, where one conversation can save a life and a conversation can also end a life. You don't know. You have no idea. So doing the best you can and being the best person you can is the best way to live your life, because you know that if any impact does happen, it's going to be a positive one. Yeah, I fucking fully cried the first time I saw that video. So I think that's an important thing to think about. And I've been thinking about that a lot because various examples. But you might think that everything you're doing is normal, but other people might think it's exceptional. You don't know. You don't know that. And you shouldn't walk around with a sense of arrogance or importance or anything like that. But you also shouldn't walk around self-deprecating and rejecting compliments when people give them to you. It's that middle ground. And also, the reason why I started thinking about that was because me and my dad were just watching YouTube videos, just like random mechanic videos. My dad's a mechanic. And there would be a video of some basic shit, 15 million views. And dad would go, fucking, I do that all the time. But to him, it's like an everyday normal thing. But to the world, they go, oh, that's a really clever idea. Oh, that's really important. Oh, that's a good concept. But to the people that live it every day, it's just a normal thing. It's a normal thing. You don't know the impact you have. You might think it's every day, but you don't know the impact you have. And when you think about the 10 years Papa streamed, the 12, whatever it was, he wouldn't have been blind to the impact he was having, but also there's no way he knew the global impact he had. There's strangers that probably never met him, never heard of him, that still have impacted. You know, you don't know how far your reach is. And it's not really important how far your reach is. It's just important that you try your best, and then whatever happens, happens, sort of thing. Yeah, it's the small things that stand out the most. That's it, MJ. And to you, it's just a small thing, a chill thing. Someone else might grab one sentence, one word, and that might stick with them. Like, I caught up at the pub with Pestily like 4 or 5 years ago, and I still remember the exact advice he gave me, like word for fucking word. And he probably doesn't even know who the fuck I am. Just some random shithead at the pub. Probably no idea, which doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What matters is that he said something impactful to me, and I've remembered and carried that advice with me since that day forward. I probably will for the next 20 years. You know, you don't know the impact you have unless people tell you. And especially when people pass away, then people start going, oh shit, I remember that I'm mortal. I remember that this is going to happen. Spend 2 days being good, and then you just forget it. You just go back to the patterns and habits you had beforehand, which part of you knows is bad. So the Memento Mori concept is really good because it's remember your death, remember that every second counts, remember that it's important, there's a sense of urgency. Suffering is going to happen. Bad things in life are going to happen. Everyone you care about is going to die. You're going to get ill. Everything's going to suck. But what was that good metaphor one of them used? It's essentially like you may as well get to work today because there's no guarantee of tomorrow. You can walk out in the street and get hit by a fucking bus. Shit happens all the fucking time. Just because it doesn't happen to you, anyone you know locally, doesn't mean it doesn't happen. So when these tragedies happen, it's a good reminder that you want to live your life in a way that you won't regret, you know? How easy it is to be compassionate in your best self. I'm trying not to let limit social anxiety and make friends, just giving your life that. And it's also a very important thing as well. Simi, like, you know, these people that I don't want to use the term famous, but these people that have a large audience, that audience is spread so large that, like, you know, people like yourself, people like myself, we've gained important insights from it. Oh, I should be more compassionate. Oh, I should try to talk to people. Oh, I shouldn't let social anxiety get in the way of the things I want to do. Now, a very important thing as well is everyone starts from a different spot. So don't compare yourself to anyone. Comparison is a thief of joy. Happiness is when expectations meets reality. Don't compare yourself to anyone except for who you were yesterday. As long as you're taking a slightly larger step forward today than you did yesterday, fucking awesome, you know? And if you go backwards, awesome too. What about the week? Zoom out. Did you have a better week than the week before? Fucking no idea. All right, zoom out a month. Zoom out a year. Zoom out, you know? There's going to be peaks and valleys, but as long as it's in the right direction, you're all good. So it's important to, if you see someone being super social, super charismatic, super rich, famous, whatever, don't compare yourself to them. You know, everyone starts from a different spot. Everyone starts differently. Everyone has a different environment, different health issues, different whatever. Start where you can start, as small as it is, as long as it's a start, you know? And when people that are impactful like this pass away, it makes you think about that stuff. But it's a bad way. You shouldn't just think about it for a day or two. You should actually take lessons from it and implement them. The best way to honor those that have passed is to live your life to the fullest. It's what they would have wanted, you know? Gotta have perspective, yeah. Gotta have perspective. Yeah, that's it, MJ. That's it. And also, like, you know, showing your gratefulness, showing your appreciation. That's always a really good thing to do. Like, that's another thing. Don't take anything for granted. You might have a wonderful friend, a wonderful family member, someone that is pushing you in life or helping you or any of that sort of stuff. Someone that you love. You might have people like that in your life. And most people do have people like that in their life. And you can't take it for granted. You can't take it for granted because anything can happen. You know, anything can happen. And again, I'm not very super familiar, so if I misspeak or say something that's incorrect, It's not intentional. It's just ignorance. But with Papa's, for example, again, not super familiar. I believe what happened was he suffered a stroke, and then after the stroke, he got diagnosed with ALS. And that was the moment of the diagnosis, terminal diagnosis. That's when things started to deteriorate. I could be completely wrong here, but we're just going to assume that that's at least the gist of what happened. And you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Like that is a random thing, and that is not like it's a rare thing. It's an unlucky thing, but are you so arrogant to think it couldn't happen to you? Are you so arrogant to think it couldn't happen to one of your family members? No. Things are perfect and going great and everything's awesome, and then you wake up with a stroke and then everything's changed. Everything's changed. Like, just immediately. That can happen at any time to anyone. It can happen. But we live our lives as if we're immortal. We don't consider those things. And what's that? There's a really good, one of the Stoics, really good sort of concept where it's like some things in your life you're scared of, as if you know you're gonna die. Oh, I don't want to public speak. I don't want to do this. I don't want to approach the girl. I don't want to do this. You're like, oh, I'm fearful. Or I don't want to go bungee jumping. I don't want to ride a bike because I might die. You know, you in those times that you're fearful and you run away from the difficult things, you're aware that you're gonna die. That is dangerous. I'm not gonna do that. But for everything else in your life, you treat as if you're immortal. It's a really dichotomy of thinking. It's doesn't make sense. You know, you might, all right, today I'm going to spend 12 hours in a job that I hate, making no money, whatever. And that doesn't have the same impact in your brain. It's just like, oh, it's just a day-to-day thing. But the day-to-day things are the most important things. Like, that is your life. Whatever you do day-to-day is your life. So you go, oh, that's all right. In 40 years, I can retire. But you're sort of treating it as if you're immortal. But there's things that you're scared of that remind you that you're, I don't know if I'm not saying this quote properly, but it's sort of a bipolar outlook. You want to always, Memento Mori, always remember you're going to die. So like live as if it's your last day. And this is another thing the Stoics say, like, you know, if you wake up in the morning, it's like a gift. It's like borrowed time. You're living on borrowed time. You know, you're playing with house money. Any day could be terrible. But if you make it to the next one, how exciting is that? Anything could happen. Meteor could fall on your house. You know, tornado could fucking smack you at 4 a.m. when you're asleep. Anything could happen. So every day is to be looked forward to. You're playing with house money. You know, I like that idea. You're playing with house money. And it's also something I've been spending a lot of time with my grandmother. She just turned 93. My grandmother is just an incredible woman. Like every day she wakes up, it's like, it's a surprise. You know, she doesn't, I don't want to speak for anybody. But the impression I get is that she's like she doesn't take anything for granted. She doesn't take a single second of her life for granted. Every day is jam packed with shit as much as she can do, because every day is a bonus. Every next day is a bonus. You know, she's 93. It could anything could happen. And she treats the difficulties that happen in her life with excitement. This is another thing that I was thinking about, where there's this idea of, it's like, oh, I have to do this. I have to do this. Instead of thinking it like that, I have to do it. Think about it like this. I get to do it. You know? I get to do this. Like, some things suck, but you have the opportunity. You get to do this. Not I have to do this. You get to do it. You're still here. You get to do this. Meeting, emails, whatever, boring, whatever. But you get to do that. You know? Compared to I have to do this. You get to do it. I like that sort of thinking. Because she said to me multiple times where she's like, oh, it's so exciting being old. You know, one day you wake up, your hair falls out. It's so exciting. You know, I'm getting weaker. Oh, I can't climb the ladder. Oh, it's so like everything that goes wrong. She's like, oh, being old's exciting. You never know what's going to happen next. How exciting is that? And I'm like, that sounds shit, Grandma. What are you talking about? Your brain's put you in a home. Your brain's gone crazy. What's going on? But no, she's excited. Every day is a bonus, because she knows it could, you know, things can go wrong at any time. Every day is a bonus. So it's like, oh my God, I woke up and I'm blind. Fucking awesome. How exciting. You know, it's that complete positive outlook on everything that goes wrong. And like you have control over that. You have control over how you react to things. You have control over your emotions. You have control over your actions. It's only you. You know, if someone offends you, you have to understand that you're complicit in the offense. You are 50-50. They did something, something happened in the environment, but then the other half of it is how you choose to respond to it. Seneca says every situation has got two handles, so grab the one that can bear the weight. You know, everything can be bad, but you may as well, if the shit thing is going to be shit, you can't change it. You may as well look at it positively, because otherwise you're just inflicting more suffering on yourself than necessary. You know, having the right perspective, there's so much involved with it. So much involved with it. And yeah, I apologize for a bit of the deep stream today, but there's a few more important things I do want to cover. And it's important to, this is what I've been thinking about this week. This is what I've been thinking about. Because these two people passing away has impacted me. And I'm a fucking random stranger, so I can't imagine how much this has impacted the people that were close to them. And you may as well use a tragic situation in the best way possible to improve your own life, rather than suffering unnecessary sort of thing. Yeah, you're spot on, MJ. Spot on. Yeah, Simi, thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing that as well. That must be hard, but yeah, you're spot on. Mother was diagnosed with aggressive breast cancer. You know, got home from Bali 2 days later, got a lump. Like anything can happen, and that can happen to anybody at any time. And going through that has given you a different outlook and perspective on life and on what you do and how you act. And that's the point I'm making, where it's like, those things are going to happen, chat. It's inevitable that all the people around you are going to get sick. You're going to get sick. Everything's going to be terrible. Everyone's going to die. That's going to happen. So why wait until the tragedy happens to then start going, oh shit, I'm going to die? Yeah, think about that now. Memento Mori. Think about that now and put into action the life you want to have now, because that shit is coming. So you may as well be strong for when it hits. You know, you may as well prepare for the flood, because it's coming. It's coming. Nothing you can do can avoid it. You can either be unprepared and struggle, or you can be prepared and deal with it in the best way possible. And you'd rather, you know, I can't imagine how difficult that would have been with the coping strategies and stuff. That would have been so fucking difficult. So difficult. And coming out the other side of that has given you a different perspective. And I'm sure your mother's got a different perspective now, being in remission. But why wait? You know, are you just going to bum around and wait for the bus to hit you? And then you go, oh shit, maybe you know, everyone that has to go through struggles then comes out stronger. You can be stronger before the struggle. You know, and these things aren't easy, chat. These aren't easy. They're not fucking easy. They're actually much harder. Much harder. Don't think that I'm speaking from a point of sitting on my high horse going, oh, look how easy it is, guys. Just do this. That's fucking the most difficult thing ever. But anything easy is not worthwhile. The difficult things are the things that make you grow, that make you change, that make you improve. So accept the difficult things, aim towards the difficult things, consciously and voluntarily go and do the painful shit. Because if you don't do the painful shit, it's going to happen anyway. It's going to happen anyway. You don't get a choice. You don't get a choice. It's going to happen. Even if you're the richest person ever, 24/7 blowies, snorting coke off tits, you're having the best fucking life ever, 60 years, eventually, your mum's going to die. It happens to everyone. It's inevitable. It's the great equalizer. Eventually, it's going to happen. You can't ignore it. You can't beat it. It's going to fucking happen. You know? Yeah, the right perspective. And that's a good, yeah. Focus on what's in your control, because you can't change the stuff outside of your control. And love you too, Raptor. That's another important thing. You know, focusing on what's in your control and not worrying about what's out your control. I've always said, you know, if you're worried about something, there's two things. You're worried about something. Is the thing you're worrying about, can you change it? Oh, you can change it. Well, then stop fucking worrying. Get to work. Then you don't have to worry. You're worrying about something. Can you change it? No, you can't change it. Then why are you worrying? You can't change it. It's going to happen anyway. All you're doing is inflicting more suffering on yourself. And the bad thing the wrong way to take that message is to go, oh, so I should be unemotional, just walk around like a robot. No. Just like, train your brain to not make your life worse than it is. Because brains are annoying bitches. And they trick you. Yeah, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, Simi. That's awesome. I'm so happy she's doing better, man. I'm grateful you shared that story. That's awesome. That's awesome. And that's essentially the point I was making, where it's like people that go through rough stuff and come out the other end, that's when people write the bucket list. Oh my God, I got 3 years to live. Got to write a bucket list. Got all this stuff. You could have done anything on that list 20 years ago. Why wait for problems to happen? You know, it's just because we don't memento mori. We don't consciously think about it. It's depressing to anything. You don't want to think about that. It's depressing. You don't want to think about all these terrible things. But whether or not you think about them or don't, they're going to happen. They're going to happen. So that's why it's so important to keep that concept in your head. And it's even more of a in-your-face concept when people like Artie and Papas pass away. It really hits you hard. And if you want to honor them the best you can, don't just spend 2 days thinking about it being better. Spend the rest of your life aiming towards that, you know? Yeah, it's going to be hard no matter what. It's going to be hard no matter what. This is something I was thinking about. This might not make sense. I'm going to write something down. There are 2 things to talk about here. And... oh God, I can never remember what the fuck I want to say. What was my other point? I can't remember. That's all right. I can never remember. So this is the other thing that I was thinking about, where, you know, these things, bad things are going to happen. You don't get to, life isn't going to get easier. You're just going to get stronger. And I had this fucking thought, this metaphor under the bench press the other day. Under the bench press, you know, you do gym for how many weeks, you're gonna get stronger, lift more weight, whatever. Lifting a certain amount of weight, and I'm like, fuck, this feels fucking heavy. This feels so fucking heavy, but it was moving. It was moving. And I think there's part of our brains that think, oh, if I improve my life and do whatever, then life gets easier. If I get really big and strong, then the weight feels lighter. No, it doesn't feel lighter. It's still fucking heavy. In fact, life sucks even more. The weight feels even heavier, but you can move it. That's what happens. When you improve yourself, life doesn't get easier, you just get stronger. When you build muscle, the weight doesn't get lighter, you just get stronger. It feels way, way, way heavier. Life feels way, way, way harder, but you can move the obstacles out the way because you're stronger. You know, you just keep moving them out the way rather than, oh, obstacle, I'm going to burn out. I'm going to crash. I'm going to be rough. You know, you improve yourself not to make life easier, just to make yourself stronger, that when the pains of life happen, you can deal with it better. And I thought about that under the bench press. I was like, this still feels heavy, but I'm stronger. Oh, that's the point. It's always going to feel heavy. It's just that it's moving. It's still heavy, but it's moving out the way, you know? Yeah, that's it. Like, don't look at it as like a chore. Like, I have to do this. Like, I should do this. I should do this. How about you get to do this? You get to do this. You know? Said, oh, I have to go to the gym. How about you get to go to the gym? I have to go for a walk. How about you get to go for a walk? You know? Oh, that was the other thing I want to talk about. So one of the stories that I saw one psychologist talk about, you know, life is gonna fucking suck. You may as well make it suck the least amount that it possibly does, right? You may as well conceptualize it in a positive way that makes it the least amount of pain possible. Otherwise, you just make it worse than it has to be. And one of the little stories was like, you want to be the strong person at your parents' funeral. It's a depressing thought to think about, but you would feel better if you were the strong, capable person that others could lean on for support, that others could cry on your shoulder and you could bear that. Or if everyone's weak and they're all fighting over the will and they're fighting and they're screaming, that is worse. That is so much higher a level of suffering than it needs to be. If you were a strong, put together, capable person, you could be the strength in that tragedy. You know, you could be that light in the fog in that tragedy. rather than the other option is just chaos, just complete suffering. But you have the choice to make the suffering as little as possible if you're willing to put in the work. And yeah, if you don't believe you can do it, the belief is a big thing too. And especially if you're very logical and you're overthinking, it takes a long time to find reasons to actually not listen to the depressive voice, because that voice is strong and it reinforces itself. So you have to very, very slowly. It's just small steps. Small steps. 2 months ago, my goal was this week I have to shower once. That was my goal. Next week, try twice. You know, it's not like I just woke up one day, got out of bed, ran a marathon. Fuck no. It's been slow, slow, slow. Very fucking slow. As slow as I can possibly do it so I don't overreach and get walloped. And I'm not even, you know, I'm still working on it. It's just that now I'm at least on the path I want to be on, rather than aimless floating through life sort of thing. There's also a, you know, never let anything out of your control get you down, Lordo said, which is spot on. There's also the, you know, there's a story from Thomas Edison, went outside, one of his factories on fire, big, huge factory, multi-million dollars, all this thing. Inferno in flames, all fucking terrible. And he told his kid, go get your mum, bring her out. Like, she'll never see a fire this big again. You know, that's like my grandmother's mindset. Like, oh my God, I woke up bored. Oh, it's exciting. Oh, I woke up. Being old is exciting. You never know what's going to happen. Like, it's going to happen anyway. It's on fire. It sucks. It's terrible. It's a problem, but you can't do anything about it. So you may as well, like, you know, make the most of the shit opportunity. You may as well, like, what are you going to do? Spend 2 weeks crying? You're just doing that to yourself. Or you could just accept it. You know, it's the whole, I think it's a Nietzsche idea, the amor fati. Like, don't just like accept fate. Don't just bear fate. Learn to love it. You know, shit is going to happen. Prepare yourself for it. Accept it. Enjoy it. Don't make it worse than it has to be. Don't make it worse than it has to be. The mental. Yeah, that's it. All right. I do have a little bit of a... yeah, so if we go back to the, you know, like Papas and Artie and stuff, they had such a global impact, or they had such a large impact on those around them, and they had positive impacts on oh, that's what I wanted to say actually. They had positive impacts on people that were even strangers. You know, I wasn't super familiar with either of them, but I'm still impacted. I'm impacted a lot. I'm gonna try my best to continue these principles. You know, there's a lot to learn from this sort of stuff. Exactly. You've not. Yeah. Exactly. You don't understand the impact you have. What your sentence can save a life, a sentence can end a life. You don't know. It takes zero effort. Exactly. That's the thing. And also, the other kind of cool thing is that if you spend your time and effort making yourself the best person, making yourself, and when I say like the best, but like whatever you want to do, doesn't matter. I'm not talking about just getting fit, just being in the gym, just doing it. Whatever you define as the best version of yourself. If you spend your time trying to make yourself strong and useful and capable and good, then, oh my God, Carla, we're talking about depressing shit. Oh, we're talking about sad boy shit. God damn it. What's up, Carla? Carla's such a sweet bean. You're one of the people that I very much enjoyed meeting, Carla. Very much enjoyed meeting. Yeah, you said a lot of very important things. Very important things. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed meeting you, man. Hi, everybody. Hi, Raiders from Carla. I'm Scary Drop Bear. We're talking about heavy stuff today, but we're talking about it with the air of hope and optimism and positivity and what we can gain and apply in our own lives from tragedies. That's what we're talking about today. I apologize if it was a little bit sad boy hours, but it's going to be it's a positive thing. These are things that I've been thinking about this last week when hearing bad news of people passing away. This is how I've coped with it, and I think it's going to be useful for everybody else as well. I will say hi to everybody. Those of you that haven't met me, I'm Scary Drop Bear. I'm returning from nearly a year away from streaming. We used to be a Dead by Daylight streamer, 4,000 hours, Killer Survivor, tournaments, all this style of stuff. One Hand Billy, world record blood points, 70 million blood points in 1 month. All that other shit. I mean, we can play a trailer. We can play the trailer. We should play the trailer, I guess. The trailer is a version of myself that I don't see myself as anymore, so I'm going to be making a new one. But the stream going forward is going to be much more of a mental health advocacy stream, much more of a self-help, motivation, philosophical, much more of things that are important, much more community engagement, question, answers, topics, that sort of stuff. There will still be games here and there, but we're not going to be a fucking 7 days a week sweatlord degenerate Dead by Daylight player. Because I'm nowhere near as smart or attractive as Carla to pull it off, so I'm going to leave that to the experts. Leave that to the champions. I believe you're a fog whisperer now. Yeah, fucking, yeah. You deserve all the success you get in your way, Carla. All the success. I will say hi to everybody in chat very quickly. Very, very quickly. But we're going to play the trailer. One of my friends, he's a bit of an actor. You might know him, Morgan Freeman. He did me a favor and he made a trailer for me. You know, just showing off how much of an esports god I am. You know, it's just this is not who I am now, but it is who I once was. Enjoy it.
Who is Scarred Drop Bear, you may ask? Is he an esports professional?
Might be the win condition of the game.
Absolutely cleaning up. It is a massacre.
Oh my god, Drop Bear getting the jump headshot. Winner is Mr. Scary Drop Bear.
Is he good at video games?
I just hit a great skill check by hitting the space bar with the bottom of the beer.
Or is he simply a meme lord? No, he is none of those things. He is, in fact, a dickhead. Press follow and hang out live. Otherwise, who really is the dickhead? Still him. Thank you. Who is?
That's me, chat. I'm a dickhead. I also didn't just sprint and drain the main vein quickly. Thank you so much for the raid, Carly. Gave me the opportunity to piss out a fucking coffee. Thanks, dude. Oh, hi, Nutty. Thanks for 11 months, man. I see you. I see you. All right, let me say good day to everyone that followed. Oh my god, there's so many people. Oh my god, Carla, why are you such a wholesome bean? Why are you so popular? God damn it. Oh, there's too many people here. Too many people here. Getting nervous, man. Thank you, Carla. I appreciate it. Did the stream go well? DBD, what are you playing? I bet you're a god now. I bet you're insane. Bet you're insane. Peebs, Little Susie, Dr. Zayas. Kitsuvu, Lady Ariam, I will maim you. That's an aggressive name, but the message you sent was all love hearts. Interesting duality of character there. On my list, good to see you. Babbity Boot, Red Flower, Maddie. I'm scrolling. If I miss you, just yell at me. I think I got everybody. Hi, everybody. Salt, what's up, Salt? Thank you for all the followers as well. Lauren, Ferns, Scarlett, and the people that I read out that followed as well. Thank you. Sashia. Shashia. I'm getting that wrong. Nat the Cat, thank you. Anyone that followed, I appreciate you. And Nutty, thank you do. It's cold, bro. It's cold. No, you're all good, Carl. You're all good. I really appreciate it, man. Really, really appreciate it. Whew. God damn it. Yeah, so essentially, what we've been talking about, my first stream back was on Sunday, and I just talked about how much of a degenerate piece of shit that I've been, and how I am slowly fixing that, essentially. I'm someone that has struggled with fucking goddamn, like I don't even remember all the problems I have. I'm someone that struggled with a variety of varying severity mental illnesses throughout my life. I recently got diagnosed with ADHD last September, which makes a lot of fucking sense, no shit. But that has allowed me to start having the right tools and right help to improve my life. And more recently, I was in that very depressive hole, gained weight, struggled with addictions, struggled getting out of bed, night schedule, no friends, no family, all that sort of stuff. And I sort of broke myself down to like the worst a human can be. And I've slowly started building myself back up. And a lot of that is because of support networks that I've started building, and also people like my grandmother, who's 93, has been a big support of strength. And because of all these things, and because I'm getting slightly better, you know, this morning, every day, 6 a.m., wake up, cold shower, hit the gym, running, yoga, seeing friends and family, sunlight, back to streaming. Lots of positive things are happening. And I know a lot of people on Twitch struggle. I know a lot of people that watch Twitch to escape from the pains of real life. I was one of those people as well. So the stream going forward is going to be more of, hey, if I was such a piece of shit and I can do it, you can do it too. This is how I slowly started building myself back up again. Hopefully the thought processes and behaviors that I'm implementing will be useful to other people in chat as well. Maybe they won't be. Maybe this is a really embarrassing, cringy stream. Who knows? But as long as one person out there has one good day, then it's all worth it, you know. It's all worth it. It's been a long process to get to that stage, lady. It has. You know, when I got the diagnosis, I didn't realize that I'd been masking. Because I didn't know what was going on. And I got partner and I quit. A week later, I quit streaming after I got partner. Because I was like, what's the end goal here? Like, all the top DVD streamers are getting streams like 24/7. They're getting this Twitter drama, all this bullshit. I was like, why am I aiming? If everything goes right and I become successful and famous and all this other bullshit, that's the goal? I don't want that. Like, you have to deal with all that bullshit and the benefit is money and fame. Fucking, I didn't start streaming because of this bullshit anyway. So so I had to take a step back and work out, who am I? What do I value? What do I want to do? So I can be confident in what I'm putting forward. And talking about difficult subjects and how I'm improving my life and stuff, that feels like the best use of my time at the moment. God damn it. Yeah, make sure you follow fucking Carla. That's Crocodile Brucey. So today we're talking about puppers. We're also talking about a girl called Little Artie, who was one of the managers of the Twitch Adelaide community that passed away recently. Both of those deaths have hit me pretty hard. I wasn't super close with either of them, but they were both positive human beings that have impacted myself and others around them. And so we're talking about the idea of Memento Mori, the old Latin phrase. I'm very into philosophy at the moment, finding that to be a kind of useful therapeutic outlet. So we're talking about how important it is to remember you're going to die. Everyone's going to die. Don't think of it depressingly. Use it to make sure that you're making the most of every second of your life. Don't just wait until people around you pass away and then go, oh shit, I remember I'm going to die. I may as well start doing some shit. Don't wait for a tragedy to happen to inspire you to take care of yourself. Take care of yourself now, because the tragedy is going to happen anyway. It's going to happen anyway. You don't control it. Shit's going to go bad. So sort yourself out fucking now. Don't wait for the shit to go bad and then be unprepared. That's harder. Lots of things we're talking about today. The VODs are going to be up on YouTube as well, on this SDB VOD channel. Yeah, that's the thing. There's no, I don't feel any sort of embarrassment or cringe talking about this stuff, because this is stuff that I truly, deeply believe, and this is stuff that I put into action myself. I don't feel any embarrassment being vulnerable about this stuff anymore. I used to feel embarrassment about being vulnerable because I was putting forward a face of, yes, I'm doing okay. I'm doing great. Oh, I'm happy, I'm joking, I'm bubbly, I'm energetic. I'm doing great. But internally I was dying, and it's hard to ask for help if you don't look like you need it. It's important to admit to yourself that you need help, and then you can admit to others, and then you can do down the steps. It's a very slow process, but process that I found helpful. You're very concerned about you, Damien. That is the right response. I was concerned about me too. One of my real life friends called me on the phone, and I was like, who the fuck is this number? Hello? Oh, good day, mate, how are you? Yeah, I'm good. Who's this? Oh, it's such and such. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing calling me? Oh my god, I must be really fucking bad if you're fucking calling me. Like, I've had a few wake up calls where I'm like, oh shit, this is not good. And I'm turning 30 next month, and it's like, you can get away being a piece of shit when you're 18. You can get away with it when you're 25. But like, what? Do I want to be 45 and still I can't have a plant, I can't have a pet, I can't have a relationship, I'm not responsible enough. I can't take care of myself, so how am I going to take care of others? So there's been a lot of thinking in terms of how to sort myself out. And instead of you guys going through 30 years of mistakes and pain, learn from my mistakes, because I've made them all. I've made them all. I've made all the mistakes. All right. Don't go down the path of the terribleness. You can learn from it. You know, learn from it. Also, Carly, you better go get some food and some rest. Early stream, dude. Crushing. Make sure you go follow her. Meta real life. Good boy. Good boyo, for sure. Sometimes you need to visit your darkness to find your way back to the light. Exactly right. Exactly right. And hopefully the visits to the darkness will be shorter and not as dark. So 2 things on that. Had that song lyric, you know, you don't always get what you want, but sometimes you get what you need. And if I had the choice, I wouldn't have wanted to go down that depressive, you know, I won't get too in detail of it, but like, you know, suicidal ideation, all that sort of stuff. Like, am I going to be here tomorrow? Really, really dark, deep hole. If I had the choice to do it again, I wouldn't choose that. That sucked. That fucking was terrible. But it wasn't what I wanted, but it might have been what I needed. I needed to break myself down to the point where I went, fuck this, let's fucking take action, sort shit out. You know? It might have been what I needed. If I didn't get down to that deep, terrible place, then I might not have realized that I had to move forward. Maybe that's a bit of a wrong way of looking at it. Second thing, hopefully the visits to the darkness will be shorter and not as dark. Exactly right. That's what I've been thinking about. I know that life is going to suck. It's always going to suck. Shit is going to go wrong. But beforehand, if you look at my streaming, it would be 100 hours, nothing. 100 hours, nothing. It'd be 3 months on, 6 months off. Terrible schedule. And that was because whenever something would go wrong, it would wipe me out. I'd be gone for 3 months in the hole. Wipe me out. So now I'm trying to set up structures in my life in terms of physical health, mental health, friendships, all this sort of stuff. So the basic shit that everyone knows, sunlight, basic shit. I'm trying to set those support structures up. So next time I hit a speed bump, it's not a car crash. It doesn't kill me. Next time I hit a speed bump, I can keep going forward. You know? You need to make yourself strong enough that when the bad things happen, you can continue to move forward. Not that you're in such a fragile, weak state that any fucking sand in the gears is going to kill you. That's one of the things I've been thinking about. I know shit's going to go wrong. Like, streaming might fail. I might have to go back to work. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the future's going to be like. So instead of stressing about all that shit, I'm just going to focus on doing my best. And if doing my best fails, fucking awesome. At least I know I tried. My life has been very much, I can wing shit. I just bullshit. I can do it last minute and still kind of succeed. It's a bad lesson to learn. You don't try, but you succeed. That's a bad lesson. It's much better to have a challenging loss than an easy win. If you're a DVD player, you know that. You know that. You'd rather have a difficult loss than a fucking 4K in 5 seconds. You know? Because the results don't matter. It's the performance. It's your own internal sense of accomplishment that you tried your fucking hardest. Because no one can expect anything but your best. If you tried your best, the results don't matter. You tried your fucking best. And if you failed, you learned something. You know? Or don't even think of it as failure. Just think of it as, that was my first attempt. That was my second attempt. Don't even think about you failed. It's just your first try. Lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. My brain is been doing a lot of fucking meditating recently about this sort of stuff. And there's a reason why I'm wearing this shirt and sort of about this stuff today. Whew, God damn it. God damn it. It's good to see you, Nutty. Good to see you. How you doing, man? 11 months, that's crazy. Pay for master. Oh, fuck it. What master are you doing? Is it, I can't remember. Legal? Is it legal thing? I'm here for that. Also self-improvement in the cringe. Agreed. Okay. And like, I'm not even, I'm not stressed about talking about this in front of Carla's viewers either, because I know how wholesome Carla is. Her community is the exact same. You gain insights you never realize, and when you talk about it, people who've not had it, they seem horrified. That's the other thing as well. Like, until I went through it, I couldn't really empathize with those that had, because you just don't know. It's not so easy to... It's hard to explain that whole... one of my friends told me once, it was it's like walking around life with like a big heavy blanket on you. I was like, yeah, that's what it's like. It's like if you're really depressed, every day is like walking around with a big fucking heavy wet blanket on you. Every task, getting out of bed, putting your shoes on, is just that extra effort. And it's hard to tell people that. But mental health advocacy and stuff like that, the stigma has been removed a lot in the last 5-10 years. Fucking 20-30 years ago, it's just no good, you know? I'm pretty certain that suicide is still the #1 cause of death for men under 50. That might be a bullshit stat. I feel like it's true though, you know? So there can never be too little talking about this stuff. And establishing the profession, yeah, I bet, Nutty. That would be hard as fuck. That's the thing as well, like, you know, it takes you forever to work out what you're doing. It takes you forever to know what you're going to do. But it's also a question where it's like, how much do you stop and think? Like, do you ever sit down for 5 minutes and ask yourself the question? Like, asking questions is hard because you might be, the answers might be painful, you know? Sit down 5 minutes, what do I want? Like, what am I doing? Is what I'm doing right? Is what I'm doing wrong? It's hard to ask those questions, especially if you're depressed, because you don't want to ask those. You want to repress them. You want to avoid that. You want to just like go into your vices and distractions, because that stuff is painful. But the only way to remove the pain is to confront it voluntarily and work through it. Very different thing. Yeah, humans are flawed. Exactly. Like, don't worry about being perfect. Just worry about being the best version of yourself. Don't compare yourself to anybody. Just try your best. Try your best. And even if you're in that terrible mind state, there's a part of your brain that goes, fucking everything sucks, but I probably could get out of bed and put my shoes on, you know? But you don't give any attention to that part of your brain, because it's like, I don't want to think that it's in my control. I don't want to think that I have the power to change this, because if I accept that it's in my control, and if I accept I have the power to change it, then logically that means that the way that I'm feeling shit right now is my fault. There's a part of it that must be your fault. And that's a bad way to think. But it should be an optimistic thing where it's like, hang on, part of this is in my control. I probably could put my shoes in the day. I probably could shower once this week. I probably could walk to the letterbox. You know, you probably could. And when you realize that, oh, some things are in my control, then you just take a small step. The next day you take a slightly smaller step, or slightly larger step. Small steps, small steps, small steps. And then that part of your brain gets stronger. And the sad boy brain gets weaker. It reinforces it. Oh shit, I was so scared to go outside, but we did it yesterday. It wasn't that bad. It was scary and anxious, but I did it. And then the next time you do it, your brain goes, oh, it's not that bad. And very, very slowly, like small steps are the most important. Don't compare yourself to any fucking other person. Everyone starts from a different spot. Small steps. Small steps. Seneca, one of the old Stoic fathers, said, well-being is realized in small steps, but it's no small thing. The first step is the hardest. It's the hardest step. But then things start snowballing. You'll notice they start snowballing. Because you go, all right, I did that one thing. Well, fucking, let's do a little bit better next day. And then 3 months later, you're doing great. You wouldn't believe it. It's hard, though. It's hard. We're going to get back on track. Don't worry. I put up a photo of what I used to look like on Twitter. 20 kilos heavier, horrific homeless beard. Yeah, you're spot on, Dread. I hope you're doing well, man. Hope you're doing well. It sounds like you've got a lot of, you've done a lot of thinking with yourself, and you've come to quite a few good insights. So I hope that works. Gym goes good. Gym goes good. Yeah, this morning was leg day. 8 a.m. leg day after a cold shower, getting up before dawn. Oh, it was a hard day. It was a hard day. But it's like, if you do a difficult thing in the morning, the rest of the day is easy. You know, like, and again, don't take anything I'm saying as like, oh, just go do it. It's fucking hard. Start small. Start very small. But like, if you do something really difficult in the morning, say if you have a cold shower 5 minutes in the morning, then do you really think you're going to be annoyed by the traffic coming home from work? Or by that dickhead saying something? Like, it's just the volume of bullshit in the rest of the day gets quieter. It's like, oh, I got some bad news. Yeah, well, I spent 5 minutes under a goddamn cold shower, and that was horrific. That was so painful. I was like screaming in the shower, forcing myself there. It was the worst. It was cold. It was miserable. It was before dawn. It was sucked. But because you did the hard thing, everything else is fucking easy. I'm not gonna get stressed about traffic. I'm not gonna get stressed about this other bullshit, because like, I did something way harder. This means nothing now. Like, you're just a fly, just being annoying. It's like, that's nothing, you know? It took months and months and months to get there. I've got a gym partner. I've got a few different support strategies in place, but it's not easy. It's not easy. The first week I said, I just have to go to the gym. No plans. I just said, I just have to walk in the door at the gym by the end of the week. And so Sunday, 11 p.m, left it to the last minute, I walked in the door. That was all my goal. I could have turned around and walked home. That was my entire goal. And then I was like, well, now I'm here. I may as well do one thing. Oh, I've done one thing. I may as well do two things. And the next day it was like, okay, this week I'll go twice. Well, why don't I just go today? Oh shit, I've already gone today. Oh my God, it's just very slow. That first step snowballs, you spiral upwards. And just as if you take a step backwards, you start spiraling backwards. And you need to stop and reflect and go, which are these actions leading to the version of me that I want to be, or are they leading to a different version? And it's hard to admit that to yourself. Like, no one wants to admit they're weak. No one wants to admit they're vulnerable. No one wants to admit that they need help. But until you do, you can't get it, you know? I'm just gonna catch you on chat now. That's interesting, MJ. Yeah, I've never, I actually don't meditate, quote unquote. I mostly just walk around with a brain on fire, thinking about stuff, but I want to get into it. I want to try. I can't pronounce the word. Catastrophizing thing. Yeah. No, I think you'll enjoy this community, Dread. I hope you're doing well, man. Yeah, that's someone else said that in Discord today. It might have been MJ. That it's like it's reassuring to know that other people are going through shit. We're all humans. Everyone's going through shit. Everyone's going through shit. Even if people that walk around, I'm doing fucking great. Look how good I am. I'm the best. Yeah, are you really, mate? Are you really? If you have to walk around flexing that hard, there's obviously some part of insecurity about you. You're projecting so hard. Like everyone is struggling with shit, and especially that's also why it's in, one of the reasons why I started to talk about this back in the day. One of the reasons why I started to be more vulnerable and be more honest about this stuff is because if you ever meet me or see me, you would never think, oh, that guy clearly has chronic depression and wants to die. You would never think that because I spent my life masking. Like I was on antidepressants for like 2 years while living at home and no one knew. No one knew. You know, I might spend 3 months alone, horrific, sad, no hygiene, all this sort of stuff. And then I might have a party, shave, laundry, go to the party, class clown, I'm loud, I'm exciting, I'm extroverted, I'm bouncy, I'm making jokes, I look good, I look functional. Then I go home and cry. You know, it's you never know what's going on behind the mask. So that's why it's so important for me to talk about it, because I'm the last person anyone would think is struggling. I can walk around and look like I'm the best ever, but it's important to think about that you might see someone that looks so put together and go, he's fine. How do you know? How do you know he's fine? God damn it, Winter. You know, you don't know what's going on behind someone's public facing appearance, you know? You never know. You never know. God damn it, Winter. Fuck's sake. How's the road trip doing, dude? Yeah, good tip. Nutty. 20 for fuck's sake. Rindy, I see you there, mate. Good to see you. Pyromania, what's up, dude? And that's the thing as well, Toby. Like when you get responsibilities, you do not have time to... We'll talk about that as well. We'll talk about that. So remind me about that. Ace of Jam, you got a sub. Oh, hey, Hyper got one. Fabio got one. Rubber Duck got one. Jaya, Mel. Hey, people got one. Oh, she's gonna be so happy when she wakes up. So many people. So many people. I recognize all those names. Heck yeah. Thank you, Winter. Thank you, dude. It is much more, it is a lot common. And that's the thing, like, unless you've been there, you don't know. So as someone who's been there, I think it's important for me to share this stuff because no one in my life knew. How could they know? It's not their fault. I was just an expert masker. It was my fault. But yeah, hard to be vulnerable. Oh, thank you, Winter. Thank you, Winter. Dude, Winter, hang on. You might have just doubled my sub count. How many subs do I have? I have no idea. We've only just come back to stream. Like, Sunday was my first stream in a year. How many subs do I have? You might have... We've got 64 subscribers at the moment. I think we had 15 that kept it up over that year. Champions. So you've almost doubled my subscribers with just that, Winter. Thanks, dude. We used to be alright. But I had time off. It's my fault. My fault. But I'm hoping that once I become more consistent again, I would like streaming to be full time again. If it happens, it happens. Fucking who cares? If it doesn't happen, that's whatever. As long as I'd rather try my best and fail than pretend to be happy playing Dead by Daylight with fucking a certain amount of subs. Like, no wonder I was depressed. Thanks, Winter. Thanks, dude. I appreciate that. You know I love you, Winter. Thanks to the 20. Anyone that got one, make sure you follow Winter. She streams a little bit. She's a good artist and stuff. Oh no, dude. Turn your phone off. Fuck the internet. Go sit on the porch and stare at a tree. Enjoy being in nature. That's awesome. Also, Sajam, good to see you again, mate. Before that big spam, Winter, you're a champion. Thank you, Winter. People were saying some really important stuff, and I don't want to miss it. I don't want to miss it. Master, oh, nice, Nutty. Dude, best of luck with the paper, man. Best of luck. Let me write that down, actually. You guys are saying such important things. I don't want to forget it. It's an important thing. And that's the thing as well. Nutty. Like, everyone has different environments and different struggles and people around them and stuff. And if the people around you are toxic and they convince you that you're worthless and a piece of shit, eventually you're going to believe it yourself. And that's why all of this sort of stoicism thinking is really, really useful. Because if you are super secure and super confident in who you are, you reflect, you think about who you are, what you want, you know your values and your goals, then it doesn't matter what anyone else says or does, because you know what you're doing. You know you're doing what you want to do, and you know you're doing it the best you can. So fuck the world, you know, as long as you're aligned in a morally good way, that's important too. Don't go out there and rob and murder people like GTA. But if you know what you're doing is important, you know that you value it, you know that you're trying your best, then you're bulletproof. Fuck who cares. Like, also, another good quote is, why take criticism from people you would never ask advice from? Some piss rando says something. Why listen to their criticism if you would never ask them for advice? Why do they matter? Who cares? Who cares? They're punishing themselves by acting that way. Don't let their venom spread past themselves, because it's gonna change them eventually, you know? Lots of stuff. Thanks, Winter. Yeah, that's man, Dread, you're quite insightful, man. You're saying a lot of really important things. I see B, they're struggling with small peepees in it. Well, 20 people just engorged their baguette. So, congrats on the PP, guys. You can know the right answer and still do the wrong thing, still feels wrong. Yep. So, that's almost like, it's almost like the conscience, you know, your conscience. It's like, I'm going to do this thing. Your conscience will say, that's bad. And you can ignore it. And most people do ignore it. Don't do that. That's bad. It's going to end bad. And then you still do it. And guess what? It turns out bad. And then you feel triple depressed because you're like, fuck, I knew I shouldn't have done that. I knew it was going to end badly. I did it anyway. And now it ended badly. So now I got to deal with the consequences of the bad action. And also my own fucking guilt and annoyance that I didn't listen to myself when I knew it was going to happen. You know? And the way to avoid that is to listen to that voice that says, shouldn't do that, and actually listen. And that's very, very, very hard. Like, it's very, very hard to stop being a slave to your impulses, to stop being a slave to the vices and the things that are quick and easy. It's very, very, very hard. But the more that you go down the right path and the more that you avoid the wrong things, it gets easier and the voice gets stronger. Because you'll avoid the bad thing and you'll go, oh, I feel better. And you'll do the good thing and you go, oh, that was hard, but I feel accomplished afterwards. I feel better. And it engages the reward circuit, the dopamine, all that sort of stuff, and reinforces it. Yeah, like I didn't even realize masking energy. I didn't even realize. 29 years of my life, thought I was fucking normal. Of course I'm not. Of course I'm not. Yeah, there will be some scary games. We will do games here and there. It's not gonna be every day fucking depressing. We're gonna do some games, but we're not gonna be a gaming channel. We're going to be a community of good people helping each other through the pains of life with ways to actually like helping each other. And we're gonna throw in some games of good times and fun times. The next stream we're gonna do will be a chill stream, play some games, shit talk, have a good time. Not gonna be this heavy sort of shit. But I wanted to do this stream sooner rather than later because I did see the news that Papa's passed away on June 2nd. I did see the video of him watching the tribute video that I was a part of in the hospital bed on his last day on Earth. that fucking hit me so hard. I also found the news that Lillardi, one of the Twitch Adelaide community members, co-founders, also passed away in April. I haven't been on social media in fucking ages because I've just been withdrawing, being depressed. So both of those news of those people passing away did hit me pretty hard. I wasn't very close or familiar with either of them, but they were such good people, such light in the fogs that they have impacted me quite a bit. And I've been processing how to approach that over the last week. A few tears here and there, but I figure that I'm probably not the only one feeling like this. There's probably a lot of other people feeling like this, and if you're not feeling like this now, because these you aren't aware of these people, that's fair enough too. But guess what? Someone in your life's gonna get sick. Someone in your life's gonna get ill. Someone's gonna die. You're gonna get sick. It's gonna happen. It's gonna fucking happen. So you may as well adopt the positive mindset going forward in life now, rather than waiting for the bad thing to happen and then having to adapt on the fly, because that is much harder. That is much harder. Yeah, Nutty, I'm sorry you went through that, man. I hope you're doing better now. I'm sorry to hear that, dude. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, if you can be an expert in emergency industry, yeah, smart, Nutty. You're a smart cookie. It's finding a place and people you throw with a worthy life goal. It's like having a plant keeping your wardrobe you don't. Yeah, Dread, please come back to this stream in the future, please. Someone give him a sub. Force him to come back. You are spouting fucking wisdom that you only discover when you've gone through bullshit. Yeah, I really enjoy what you're talking about, man. Nat, man, you guys are being very brave and admitting a lot of things. Hey, Brave. I saw you playing games the other day. How's the ferrets and stuff? Hope you're doing well. Hope everyone's doing good. It's good to see you, man. Thank you for the kind words, dude. Yeah, you guys are being very vulnerable and admitting your own personal stories, and I'm very grateful for that. And I appreciate you guys that you feel comfortable here to talk about this sort of stuff. Nat, thank you for sharing that as well. Yeah, sometimes the smallest things can help you get on the right path. And like, I bet after going to the park while you were sobbing and crying and struggling, I bet that was a good first step that made the next day easier. I bet that was the start of something good. I hope it was. I hope it was. Thanks, Fang. You trapped deer now, mate. You trapped deer. All right, you can't just keep your wisdom in Carla's. You gotta also drop the wisdom here, because we can all learn from it. There's always lessons to be learned from everyone's experiences, because everyone's different. Struggling with mental health, oftentimes you know what you need to do. It's just doing it that is the trouble, which makes failing doing it worse, because you know that's the thing as well. Especially if you're an overthinker, if you're intelligent, if you have ADHD, if you have low dopamine, if whatever's going on, the problem is that I know what to do, I just can't do it. So it's like, oh, if I just did this, I'd be better, but I can't. Why can't I do that fucking thing? I know I should do it, but I can't actually do it. And that's where professional help comes involved. That's where it's like, if you're trying your fucking hardest and you can't do the thing that you know you should do, then start looking into professional services and stuff, because they bridge that gap really well. Because we're not as good at controlling our own thoughts as we think, but it's an important step to take. Thanks, Fang. I appreciate you, mate. I appreciate you, dude. That's it. That's it, B. That's it, dude. Are you feeling better as the day goes on, man? Or are you still feeling like shit? That's another important thing too, Nat the Cat. Oh my god, you guys are so fucking good. Oh, the quality of Carla's viewers is good. Can't think of the word I want to say. Yeah, spot on. That's what I was saying before, where it's like, if you're struggling, zoom out. You know, zooming out is really useful. So it's like, today was good, then I had a shit day, then I had a shit day, then I had a shit day. All right, so that was a shit week. All right, can you have 2 good weeks in a row? Zoom out. All right, I lost a month, I lost a year, whatever. Keep zooming out. It's the whole, if you're on the right path, it's gonna be peaks and valleys, no matter what. It's gonna be fucking peaks and valleys the whole way, but as long as it's going up, you're fucking fine. And sometimes when you're in that valley, when you have a few weeks, a few months, when you have every single day feels like being fucking terrible. Every day sucks. You can't even imagine that there'll be a good day ahead. You just want to end it. It's terrible. The valley is so deep. But eventually, if you keep with it, if you still get the strength to be vulnerable amongst the people and friends and get help and be strong enough to continue the next day, eventually there will be a slightly better day. And you know that, even though the depression part of your brain goes like, everything sucks, it's gonna suck forever, I feel like shit, I'm gonna feel like shit, this is gonna be the rest of the life. Even though it feels like it's never gonna be better, it's always gonna be shit. You know that it's lying to you, because before in your life, at some point, you've had shit days and it felt like shit. And then you've had a good day and you might be back on the bad days, but you know that when you had shit days, eventually you had a good day. So if right now it feels like the bad days are only going to continue, you know that last time the bad days happened, there was a good day. And so as long as you just keep pushing through, eventually there'll be a good day. Eventually. And if you keep working towards that, it's going to trend upwards. It's still going to be... Life doesn't get easier, you just get stronger. Life doesn't get easier. You just become strong enough to deal with it. Oh, I'm sorry, if this is the first time you've heard that Papa's passed away, I apologize for like trauma dumping on you. It's something the streamers talk about a lot when people in chat dump this stuff mid-stream and stuff. But we're approaching it with a hopeful perspective. Yeah, your doctor actually saw you for who you are. The doctor actually listened, and yeah, that's really important. That's awesome, MJ. I'm glad you found a good professional. And yeah, it's not linear. Don't think like you can't. This way comparing is bad. You shouldn't compare yourself. It's just terrible. And like if you take 2 steps back, 1 step forward, fucking all right. You might be 1 step back, but at least you had a step forward, and then you just keep working on it. There's gonna be bad days. There's gonna be good days. It's always going to be changing, but keep moving forward and the good days will increase, which is hard to do. Yeah, exactly right. It's not a competition. It doesn't matter. It's not a competition. If you see someone running 400 kilometers or something, or doing this crazy shit, guy with no legs climbing Everest, you can't go like, oh, compare myself to that. No. Everyone starts at a different spot. Doesn't matter where you start. It's relative. Your success is relative to yourself. You know, I was on the point of death and now I'm not. Fuck yeah. Am I climbing Everest? No. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Just 1 step forward for wherever you're starting from. Even if you're starting from the lowest point ever, don't compare yourself to fucking anybody. You know, and people that like go, oh, you have your bad day? Well, I had a worse day. Get rid of those friends. They're terrible. Anyone that wants to like brag that their suffering is worse, it's not a competition. You know, I'll go, oh, you went to the gym? Well, I've been going to the gym for 2 years and it's really good. Fucking shut the fuck up. Who cares? You're a bad friend. Go away. Don't engage those people. You want people that push you and that pump you up when you need it. Yeah, it's a jerk. And that's why thinking logically is important. Or like, because it's very easy. I said this the other day. It's very easy to, if you're logical, to convince yourself to be depressed. It's very easy to go down that path, and it's hard to argue against. So you've got to find some little nugget of wisdom that you can build foundations on and keep building and go, hang on, I feel like the days are always going to be bad, but beforehand there was bad days and then I got better. So why the sad boy thoughts must be wrong here. They must be tricking me. They must be wrong because I know the good day could be coming. You know, but when you're in that, it's easy to say when you're feeling good. It's terrible. It's hard to say when you're feeling bad. That's why support networks are important. Nice. I still don't have the hunter level for him. Did you catch it? What'd you get? Yeah. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what anybody else does. Who cares? You don't live their life. It doesn't matter what anyone else does. All right, we're gonna get a little bit back on track. But those guys have come from Carlas that have followed and stuff, Milo's and Georgie, I appreciate it. Thank you for the subs as well, Fang and Winter and Nuddy. Thank you guys. Few more different things I wanted to talk about. More specifically, so anyone that's still here, or anyone that's joined that missed some of the stuff we're talking about. Essentially, we're talking about Papas, who passed away on June 2nd. We're talking about Lilardia, Twitch Adelaide member, who passed away at the end of April. And one of the points that we were making was, you might think day to day that your life is normal, but other people might think it's exceptional. Other people might be impacted when you weren't even intending to impact anybody, you know? And if you look at the global impact that Papas has had, people that don't even know him, strangers, still are impacted by this. And they're not impacted by him because he tried to impact them, because he tried to impress them or inspire them. He just lived his life in a positive, good way. And the byproduct from that is that people are impactful. You know, like the fact that I'm doing a stream with the focus on his passing is a testament to the impact he had and the quality of person he had. Because I wasn't very familiar with him, we weren't very close, but I still feel the loss, even though I wasn't close to him, you know. And if you live your life in a way, it doesn't matter about being famous or anything like that or whatever, but if you live your life in a way that people will remember you and mourn you, then you've lived your life correctly, you know. If after you're gone, everyone's just fighting over your will and like dancing on your grave, then you didn't live right, you know. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to talk. I don't know what I'm trying to say. All right, we'll talk a bit more specifically about Papas. I wasn't super familiar with him. I don't want anyone to get the impression that I am claiming to be closer to him than I was. I wasn't. I was involved in both Light and the Fogs. I was invited to commentate both of them. I only commentated the first one because I was in a rough spot in the second one. But the video that really hit me was the fucking the video of him watching in the hospital bed, watching the tribute video that myself and all the other creators were involved in, telling him to stay strong, telling him to stay comfy and stuff. Seeing my fucking face on the TV screen of a hospital bed on the last day of someone's life hit me so fucking hard. It still hits me because I'm a fucking nobody. Like, who the fuck am I? You know, like when I was part of that video and stuff, I didn't make that video thinking that, oh, this is gonna be the thing on the deathbed he watches, you know, like you don't think about that sort of stuff. And also, like, I'm not trying to presume that me being involved had any more impact than a stranger being involved, but it's that back to that concept of like, you don't know the impact you're having. You don't know. You can't predict the impact you're having. You don't know if someone's gonna remember one of the words you said, if someone's gonna do this. You don't know the impact you're having. And Papas is such a good example because we mentioned beforehand, like, out of the blue, he had a stroke. Everything was going great. Had a stroke, terminal diagnosis. Like, out of the fucking blue. And it is silly for anyone to think that, it's silly for anyone to walk around with the arrogance that it won't happen to them. This could happen to anybody. That's why the title is Memento Mori. Remember your death. That philosophical idea. Remember your death, because these things can happen to anybody at any time. It can happen to your family members, people you love, people you care about. It can happen to anybody at any time. Both of those people passing away was a shock to me because it's almost like you subconsciously take it for granted. You know, I'm spending a lot of time with my grandmother who's 93 at the moment, and she's probably going to live to 150. She's fucking insane. But you can't take that time for granted. You can't take any time for granted because anything can happen at any day. So you may as well live every second as if it was your last now, because it's stupid to presume that things are always going to be good in the future because you know they're going to be bad. So, you know, someone as positive as that can still get tragic news. And another very important thing to mention is, what did he do after he got the diagnosis? This is another important thing. This is another important, like, strength of character and not giving up and not letting obstacles prevent you from doing what you know is important. If once he got the diagnosis, if he quit streaming to focus on his health, no one would have said shit. Like, he is completely justified to take time off to, you know, he could have just never come back to Twitch. He could have just focused on friends and family that were close to him. He could have done all sorts of things, and that would have been completely justified. Of course. That would have been, everyone would have been like celebrating that. Like, yeah, dude, take care of yourself. But he still turned up to stream. He turned up to stream till the very end. He turned up to every, you know, I'm not too familiar with the stream schedule, but he was still streaming for those 2 years. He was still streaming. And when he first had the stroke and he first started deteriorating, he was streaming when his voice was deteriorating. He was still reading chat when his voice wasn't great. And then once that suffered, and he couldn't speak anymore, he brought someone else on stream to help him read chat and to help him play the game. And then when he couldn't move his hands too well, he was playing with a foot pedal, I think. You know, like all of these things, and at no stage did he give up. You know how insanely impressive that is? Like, every single obstacle in his way, he just found a way around it to keep doing what he wanted to do, even when he had complete justification to give up and you know, completely. But I can't speak anymore. I'll get someone else to speak and read chat. I can't move my hands anymore. Well, I'm not using my feet. I can't use my feet anymore. Well, then someone else is going to play. Like, all of these things were obstacles that happened, and none of them were an obstacle he didn't overcome. You know, like strong to the very end sort of thing. And it's the same. It might be Epictetus. One of the Stoic guys has a quote where it's like, the impediment to action is the action. The obstacle to the way is the way. So instead of going like, oh, a problem has popped up, I can't do the thing. All right, well then fucking how do I solve the problem? Oh, I can't speak anymore? Well, I guess I'm gonna get someone else to speak for me. You know, I can't do this anymore. Well, I'm gonna work. And if someone that has a terminal diagnosis that is deteriorating quickly and has all these problems still has the strength to not give up and still turn up and show up to the people that are important in his life, what's your excuse? You know, that's what I think to myself. Like, when you see these people, someone in the gym today was in the gym with a moon boot on, you know, a broken leg, they're still there. I saw someone in the gym walk in with a blind stick, blind as a bat with a stick, tapping, find the bench, hits it. You know, you see these stories of these people with horrible tragedies that still succeed in spite of it. That level of strength and, you know, tenacity and not giving up. It makes you reflect on yourself. And again, going back to what the metaphor that Gary Vee said, where he's like, you know, people will pass away and stuff, and then all of a sudden it reminds you, oh my god, I'm gonna die too, I better get to work. But you might do 2 days of effort and then you just forget about it and you go back to being a piece of shit. You know, you might be driving and then cop lights turn on behind you and all of a sudden you're, oh my god, freaking out, gotta pay attention, you gotta drive safe, gotta slow down, hands on the wheel, they pass you, they go away. You might be driving safe for 3 or 4 minutes, but then it fades and then you go back to driving and speeding and being lazy and on your phone and stuff. And that's the sort of what happens when people pass away. When people pass away, you go, oh shit, it can happen to people I know. You know, you might see a news story, someone gets hit by a bus, this happens, but unless it's like local and people that you're familiar with, you don't actually dwell on it and think about it. But that's a silly way to think, because everyone's going to die, everyone's going to get sick, it's going to happen. So don't wait for a tragedy to happen before you make yourself strong. Make yourself strong so when the tragedy happens, you can be there for them, you know? Yeah, no, that is a great point, Nutty. That is a great point. These are just some of the harsh questions I ask myself, and yeah, I'm talking about this in a positive way. These are things that I've used to motivate myself. Everyone might have a different sensitivity and be in a different spot. So yeah, I will keep that in mind. That is a good point. A good point. But it's kind of like when I went for a walk with my grandma, she's power walking up hills, waving to people. I'm like coughing, I'm dying, my legs are on fire, and I'm like, she's over three times my age, and she does this no issues. Like, if someone with all the disadvantages can manage to cultivate that strength and keep moving forward despite their problems, then there is no reason why you don't have that power inside you, you know? Rather than, what's your excuse? Think about it more like, there are people out there that have more disadvantages, or maybe more advantages, But there's people out there that can do things despite their problems. You have to kind of have that self-belief in yourself. You have to kind of have that self-belief that, oh shit, I also have that power. I'm no different than these people. I also have the ability to control my life. I also have the ability to take that step forward, however small it is. You have that power. You have that strength. It's just a matter of whether or not you want to believe that in yourself. And once you take that first step, it reinforces the belief, oh shit, I can do it. Take another step. Oh shit, I can do it. A third step, a fourth step. Oh my God, I have the ability to move forward. I can do this. You know, it's that reinforcing of your own abilities and capabilities. That's probably a better way to phrase it, Nutty. But I do appreciate that. And I like that quote where it's like, you know, the obstacle in the way is the way. So instead of going like, oh, A to B, oh, rock in the path, I guess I got to give up. Well, whatever the obstacle is now the way to go, you know, and the more obstacles that you face voluntarily and overcome, the stronger you get and the less obstacles that are stressful that in your life that will happen. Because there's always going to be obstacles. And you can spend your life running from them. And like I think it's Jim Rohn, like a 1950s motivational speaker. You know, like if you think the way you've always thought, you're going to be who you've always been. If you act the way you've always acted, you're going to get the same results you've always gotten. And that is like a very obvious truism. But if you don't change your behavior and you don't change your thinking, then of course you're going to be in the same spot. And that can be a depressing thought, but it should be a hopeful thought where it's like, oh, I have the power to change. I have the ability to take that step forward. And then if I change my actions, my behavior, my thinking, then I will be getting a different result. And right now, everything sucks. So any change, any result different than the shit right now is going to be better. Hopefully. But again, it's important to remember, I'm not an expert. I am not a fucking psychologist. I'm not a therapist. I am just someone who has struggled my life and has learned a lot about what works and what doesn't work. I'm speaking very much from personal experience here. So some of the stuff I say might not be applicable to you. Some of it might be helpful. You know, you're your own judge of that. But I'm not a professional. I do always recommend professional help. But that's a hard step to take as well. Oh, this is something that Toby mentioned before that I wanted to mention on. Toby mentioned beforehand about becoming a father, responsibilities. And that's going to happen to people in life too, where you're like called upon, you have a duty or something happens or some level of responsibility is put on you, and you don't have the freedom or the option to neglect it. You have to do it. It's an important thing. And I wanted to quickly mention one of the people that supported Buppers, a girl called Sunshine Journey. If one of the mods finds her Twitter or stream, feel free to post her links. She's an incredible fucking person. And oh man, this is a depressing train of thought. This is kind of what I mean, where it's like, you know, if you make yourself the best version of yourself, it's identical to being the best version for the world. You know, the stronger you become, the better impact you have on those around you and those around them. You know, the stronger you become, the more people can lean on you, and it's not just becoming strong for yourself. There's a good parkour saying that we used to say in parkour, which is to be strong to be useful. You know, the stronger you are, it's beneficial for you. I'm talking about strength in a very metaphysical way in terms of like everything, not just like weights or anything, but like the better person you become, the easier it is on those around you, the less burden is on those around you. And if you're strong,
Scarred too high winter 205
hi Bob,
love.
thanks for 30 months. If you make yourself a strong and capable person, then when the tragedies happen, you can be there to help them. If these tragedies and responsibilities happen and then you're scrambling and having to like adapt, that is worse for the person you're trying to help and worse for yourself. It's going to be much harder, much more painful. But if you had worked on yourself beforehand You know, that's what I mean. Like, don't wait for the tragedy to happen to inspire you to make changes. Make the changes now, and then when the tragedy inevitably happens, you'll be ready for it. You know? What's up, Crazy? Good to see you. Spencer, good to see you too. Thanks, mate. We're doing a little bit of, we're talking a little bit about Papas today. He passed away on June 2nd, and he was a true light in the fog. And that's, if anything you can take from a tragic passing like that, the best thing to do from that, the best way to honor those people is to like live your life to the fullest, move forward, you know, because that's what they would want. Thank you, Bob. So that's the other point I wanted to make. You know, like if you improve yourself, even just for yourself, you're actually improving yourself for those around you too. And in terms of, say, the difficulties Papa's faced, Sunshine Journey was his full-time carer. She went above and beyond. She was one of the big organizers for the Light of the Fog. She put her entire life and time on hold to take care of the friend that she loved. That is so fucking strong and so fucking impressive. And that is something that everyone should strive to be. That is something that everyone should strive to be. Make yourself strong so when other people around you that you care about struggle, you can be there for them. It's a selfless way to think, but it's also helping you. It's a double benefit of you becoming better and also those around you benefiting from you becoming better, sort of thing. And you know, it's like, it's a thing. That's why I have Memento Mori in the title. Remember your death, because life is gonna fucking suck. Your friends, your family, your loved ones are gonna get ill and sick and die. You're gonna get ill and sick and die. So when someone you care about becomes sick and ill, wouldn't it be better if you were strong enough to take care of them? You know, that would be the best case scenario, right? You're strong enough to take care of them. And then hopefully the people around you love you so much that when you get sick, they're strong enough to take care of you. And when you make yourself strong enough to take care of other people, you're also strong enough to take care of yourself. It's a double benefit. And I think people like Sunshine really fucking embody that. They embody that massively, where they are strong, and so when something went wrong, they were there for them. You know, it's much better than getting a phone call or a funeral or bad news, and you not being able to be the shoulder that those that need the shoulder to cry on can be, you know. So it's a lot of different ways to think about this sort of stuff, but that is probably the best way to aim for the greater good, right? It's probably the best way the best way to aim. You're not just doing it to improve yourself, which is obviously important. You should improve yourself, but it's not just a local effect. It's not just you know. You become strong and better, and then when tragedy befalls others, you can be there for them, you know. But if you can't take care of yourself, you can't be there for others. And it's important to think about yourself first. You know, the best metaphor for this is, you know, on an airplane, you put your own oxygen mask on first before you help others. But if you're not strong enough to put your own mask on, then how can you ever help anyone you like, anyone you care about, right? So put your own oxygen mask on first, and then you worry about others. You know, don't light yourself on fire to provide others warmth. That's not a good strategy. But if you are a light in the fog, then other people are going to be impacted in a positive way just from how you've lived your life, you know? Just from Papa's not giving up, staying strong, all these problems that befell him, he was still strong till the end, and he wasn't trying. I mean, I can't speak for anybody, but being strong for yourself means other people improve, and it's an extra benefit. It's an extra benefit. You focus on yourself, but extra benefit. Let me have a read, lady. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know who that is. I haven't heard of that before, but yeah, it's a good point. Like, you know, you wanna surround yourself with people that will be there when you need them, and that you will be there when they need you. You know, it's not just give. It's not just all give. It's not just all take. Everyone's the same. Everyone struggles. Everyone has difficulties. Life fucking sucks. It's gonna suck no matter what. It's just whether or not you're gonna be strong enough to deal with the suck. That's kind of one of the things that I've been thinking about. especially because, well, here we go. We can full circle this. The reason why I sorted my shit out, or that I'm attempting to, you know, I'm nothing special, but I'm trying to better myself. I spent like most of last year just being a piece of shit, just like heavily depressed, weight gain, addictions, no hygiene, no social, no sunlight, sitting alone in a dark room under a blanket, feeling sorry for myself. And then one day I got a phone call from my grandmother, and my grandmother doesn't call me ever. Probably the first phone call in like 10 years I've ever gotten. And I saw the phone ringing, and what I had been doing, I didn't answer a single phone call for fucking ages, didn't reply to messages. And then not only did I stop replying to messages, I stopped opening social media, stopped opening my phone. Then I stopped turning on my computer. Then I started letting my phone run out of charge, like just withdrawing, just terrible coping strategies, just terrible. Hey, Boa. And then I got the phone call from my grandmother, and I went, I wanted to ignore it. I wanted to turn my phone off and hide and whatever. But I was like, I don't know what's going on. This could be bad news. This could be tragic. Answer phone. Hey, I'm in the area. Can you come meet me? No, I can't come meet you. Sorry, Grandma. All good. See you later. That was just a phone call. Nothing bad. It's all good. Panicking over nothing. But can you come and meet me? I couldn't say yes. I couldn't go and meet her. I didn't have any clean clothes. I hadn't shaved. I hadn't showered. My hair was a mess. My nails were a mess. I wasn't sober. I'd been awake for 35 hours. Like everything was wrong. Everything sucked. And it hit me, and I was like, what's important? What's important in my life? Like, what happens if she did need me and I couldn't be there? You know, like what's actually important? Is this self-pity, depressive spiral actually what I want? No. And then I was like, all right, time to sort my shit out. That was kind of like the big moment. Was like, all right, fucking, we've got to do something here. You can't be 30, you can't be 30, you can't be an old man that's still struggling with like teenage things. So that was the thing that kicked me into gear. And it's the same sort of concept we've been talking about, where it's like, one of the benefits of bettering yourself is that it helps the people around you, What's up, Swirlies? Yeah, I had a rough one. I've had a rough 30 years, but we're getting there. My entire Twitch thing has been streaming, disappear. That was one of the negative coping strategies I had, where I would just withdraw. I'd stop answering DMs. I'd stop replying. It was too stressful. I just withdraw. That's no good. That doesn't work. You can't do that for your entire life. It's the easy path. And that's the other thing that we were talking about the other day, where it's like life is going to suck anyway. You know it's going to suck, but you have the choice of picking the pain. If you stand still, if you're the salmon swimming upstream that stops moving, you're not standing still, you're moving backwards. Anytime you're standing still, you're moving backwards. The world is passing around you always. Things are going to get worse. And the more and more steps down you go, the harder it is to keep going back up. But you know that you can always take those steps all the way. So if life is always going to suck, then if I choose to get up in the morning, cold shower, run, whatever, you choose the hard path, it's still hard. It's even harder, but it makes you stronger. So then the things in life that happen, you can bear, you can help, you can be useful. Whereas if you just don't do that, if you just, these are just examples, but if you spend all day being stoned in bed, warm, then any bump in the road is going to be so traumatic because you've spent your entire days comfortable, warm, happy, whatever, that any disruption to that feels like a mountain because you're used to being happy, warm, calm, whatever, and you can't deal with any of the bumps. But if you consciously go down, I'm going to do all the hard shit, then whenever there's a bump in the road, I'm like, oh, it's fine. I can deal with this. I have the capacity to deal with this because I've sought out the difficult things and gotten through them. And if you don't go down that path, you just stand still and just seek hedonistic pleasure and your base instincts and impulses and vices and stuff, it's still going to be hard. It's going to be even more hard. It's just that you can't deal with it. Life is still going to suck. You just can't deal with it. So if life's going to suck anyway, one path is forward, one path is backwards. Both of them suck. you can't deal with it. And this is just some of the things I've been thinking about. Some of the stuff that's been helping me. I hope it's useful to you guys, but it might not be. It might not be. I don't know. I don't know. We are capable of great things, and our obstacles will shape our way forward, but they don't always stop us. That's right. That's right. And like, have the belief in yourself that you're strong enough to tackle the obstacle. And if you do tackle the obstacle and you succeed in tackling the obstacle, you will walk away feeling accomplished and successful. And the next time that obstacle pops up, your brain won't freak out and go, oh my God, danger, threat, run away, run away. Your brain will go, hang on, that doesn't make sense. We've tackled this before, so we know we can do it. You know, it's really just about, and the other thing that I was thinking about is like your entire brain, the entire point of your brain and your perception is to make you comfortable. It is to make you comfortable. There's no more like lions and snakes and shit because we live in fucking houses. So your brain invents threats. Oh my God, answering the phone is scary. Oh my God, going outside is scary. Your brain invents these threats and it activates the fight or flight response as if it was a life or death threat. That's what anxiety is. That's what panic attacks is. Your brain invents these threats and wants to push you towards the comfortable spot. That is a trap. The only way to prove to your brain that they're not threats is to do them and then go, shut the fuck up, brain. You're an idiot. You want me to be safe and calm and all that sort of stuff. So evolutionary, I survive, but unless I go and do the difficult things, unless you go into the fire, you don't know that you can survive. You know, but don't walk into burning buildings. But do you know what I mean? If you go, I don't want to get out of bed today, and then you stay in bed, then the next day that part of your brain is stronger. I don't want to get out of bed today. I don't want to answer the phone. It's scary. You know, whatever example. The more you do it, the more it reinforces that it was justified. I didn't go outside today, and I didn't die. So today, I'm gonna not go outside more. It's been reinforced. But oh, I went outside today. Hang on, I didn't die. The next day, that part of your voice is stronger. You can go for a walk. Oh, but it's dangerous. Oh, it's scary. Oh, anxiety. Hang on a second. We've already tackled that hill. You know, the ember of belief in yourself is getting stronger. The more you engage with it, the more you believe it, the more you act upon it, the stronger it gets, and the shit brain shuts the fuck up. I don't. That's right. I don't condone that. I think, let me have a look. I've been writing lots of stuff lately. I think writing and reflecting and actually, I've been trying to, in the morning, get up like coffee and toast and sort of write like a to-do list, like what do I want today to be like? And then I try to, at the end of the day, write another sort of reflective thing. How did the day go? You know? And it's sort of, it's good because then you go, oh, tick the things on the list. Oh, I did all these things. That's awesome. Oh, I didn't do this. All right. Try again tomorrow. At least it's more sort of structures the day rather than just being like, I'm just going to get up and just like let life happen to me. Yeah, there's a few more examples. Oh my God, my handwriting is fucking horrific. I should be right. Handwriting's terrible. Handwriting's terrible. But the main things that I wanted to leave you with today was the Memento Mori philosophical idea, which is from Dead by Daylight. That remember you're going to die, because that is not a depressing thought. That it gives you a sense of urgency, a sense of let's not waste any second, because any day forward is a gift. Because people like puppers, people all around the world, one day you have a stroke, one day you get a terminal illness out of the blue. You can't predict it. You can't see it coming. It's going to happen to you. It's going to happen to your family. Eventually, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not 40 years, but bad things are going to happen eventually. So you may as well make the most of it while the getting's good. You know, make the most of it while you can, because you never know what's going to happen. You might get hit by a bus tomorrow, you know? And when I see the people that have passed recently, if I had the life they had, I would have looked back on my life with pride. I would have looked back on my life with very few regrets. Because even though things were hard, even though things sucked, they didn't give up. They kept moving forward. they faced the challenges head on, and the challenges they had are above and beyond the challenges that people day to day deal with, and they still stayed strong in the face of those challenges. And because of their strength and their never giving up and their positivity, that is why they have left an impact on the rest of us, because of how they focused their character towards. And that's why everyone was happy to do the light in the fog. Everyone was happy to be involved. Everyone's happy to donate and support. That's why all the friends and family are there, because those people deserve it, because they've lived their life in a way that served the greater good, and we all see that. And everyone is the same. People you see that inspire you, that are mentors, that are role models, that have done incredible things, don't let yourself believe that you aren't capable of those things either, because you are. You are. There is a fear of failure, a fear of, if I try, I might fail, it might be embarrassing, so I'm not going to try. You don't know what you're capable of until you try. And it's whatever your own path is, whatever your own values are, aim towards them, because it's very easy to see these people and go, I could never do that. Well, how do you know? Like, what do you want to do? Think about what you want to do. Think about if it's important to you, and then move towards it. Because if you're... Failing's awesome. You should seek failure. Failing is awesome. It's scary. It's terrible. It can be embarrassing, especially if it's public. But there are ways of thinking which remove that. Here's a little tidbit. The first stream back on Sunday, I had someone pop in that was has actually been someone that I've known for like 20 years. Someone that's known me through childhood and schooling and stuff. Haven't talked to them in quite a while, but they popped in, and immediately my first reaction was awkwardness and uncomfortableness. I've spent the last 4 years of being a full-time streamer separating those lives, separating private life, public life, separating them and keeping them very controlled. Very controlled. I was trying to control and prevent things that would like upset the apple cart in my life. Try to keep them separate. That was the first thing that I thought of when I saw this person come in. And just a brief thinking, got over it pretty quickly, all good. And then I saw, I checked my Instagram notifications after stream. Exclamation my Instagram, give me a follow. There's a plug for you. But I checked my Instagram stuff after stream, and I was like, oh, all these accounts have viewed my thing. These are people that I knew from high school 15 years ago. These are people that are from like this town, or like people from my past. And I was like, why are they seeing it? Like, I don't want family members. I don't want old people to see my stream life. My stream life is embarrassing. It's cringy. It's awkward. It's weird. It's personal. It's vulnerable. And my first thought was like, oh my God, I have to control this. Oh my God, I have to start banning people. I have to message them, don't do this, whatever. And then I realized, and that's the way that I acted beforehand on stream for the last couple of years. And I think that was because I didn't ask myself the questions. I didn't take a step back, but I wasn't confident in the path that I was on. And I also wasn't confident in that the way that I was acting and speaking was actually true to myself. And this is not to say that I was acting or anything. It's just, I didn't know that I had an illness. I didn't know that I was masking until going through professional help and finding all these tools and medication to help me with that. I didn't know. I just felt something was off. I just was like, all right, I guess I went from Dead by Daylight to just chatting, 100 viewers to 20 viewers. I can't pay rent this week. You know, I guess tomorrow I better do a 24-hour stream and smile and be happy while playing Dead by Daylight, because that's what people want to see. And that's where the masking comes into. You're putting yourself forward in the way that people want to see, rather than putting yourself forward in the way that you want to be. And that's an important thing to know. That's an important change. And then when I saw the person post the Instagram thing, and a few people from my real life friends and whatever and family saw it, immediately I was like, hang on, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me anymore. Beforehand, that would have bothered me massively. Hi, Dark and I imagine. Would have bothered me massively. But because now I'm much more focused on myself, rather than I have to do what I have to do to make this work, because this is the best job, the most fun, the most enjoyable, this is the best thing I've ever done in my life. So I better do the path that has the most chance of success, because otherwise I'm gonna struggle. Instead of looking at it that way, now I'm not worried if people from my real life see it or if people talk about me or whatever. I don't care, because I know that I'm trying my best at something that I think is important. I'm doing what I want to do, not just what I think other people want to see. It's an important difference, and that's where masking comes into it. And if you never stop, if you're always just go, 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 18 hours a day streaming, you never actually stop and reflect and go, hang on, am I doing what I want to do? Am I on the path I want to be on? Am I striving towards what I want to strive to? Why am I sacrificing all these other parts of my life to be on this path if this path isn't what I want to do? It's hard to take a step back, and the time off I've had has helped me with that step back. So now I'm not so neurotic. Now I'm much more carefree, because I think what I'm talking about is important. It is useful to me. It's helpful for me. It's what I'm trying to practice in my everyday life. People message me and tell me it's helping them, which is fucking awesome. If it does, it doesn't. You know. And this is sort of the concept of like, you can't control the world. You can only control what you do. So if you know you're doing the right thing and you know you're doing it the best you can, then whatever happens, happens. If you try your best and you fail and everyone laughs at you, who cares? You know you tried your best in an area that you thought was important. And then whatever happens, happens. You know? Be performance orientated, not results orientated. The problem with life at the moment, modern life, internet life, especially streaming numbers, subs, comparison, this, that. There's so many metrics in your face that tell you if you're failing or succeeding. And just like social media, how many followers do you have? How many this? How many that? Oh my God, the Instagram photo. Oh, this is that. How many friends? It's all in your face. You know, it's all in your. All these metrics are in your face, telling you that you either suck or that you're doing good. And most of the time, it's telling you suck. You know, but then the people that have those metrics higher, are they actually any more happier, or are they just playing the game better at the expense of their inner peace? You know, these are questions that I never stopped and asked myself. So now I'm just trying to do my best in things that I think are important. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Fucking who cares? Who cares? You know? I don't know what I was talking about, but a bit interesting. Doing good, Ducks. I'm doing good. At least you tried. Yeah. And that's another thing as well. Like, most of my life as someone who's a bit of a bullshitter, a bit of a, I can wing stuff. I have a natural aptitude towards many things. Some things I'm good at, some things I'm bad at, like everyone in life. But I have learnt the bad lesson. I could go to school 3 days a week, drunk, and still get straight A's. That's a bad lesson. You know? I have succeeded when I haven't tried, and that teaches you the bad lesson. I don't have to try. It's a bad lesson. And sometimes the other side of that, which is important to know, sometimes you do everything right and you still fail. That's life. Don't learn that lesson either. You did the right thing, you just got unlucky. Shit happens. You know, the most important thing is trying, not the results. So if you've spent your life getting by, appearing functional with little effort, it teaches you the bad lesson. And that's something that I'm trying to remove from myself. I'm trying to focus a bit better. Lots of things. But if you try and you fail, you'll still feel good about yourself. You know, a challenging loss is always more satisfying than an easy win. You know, if life is easy, then how much satisfaction and pride do you have from the easy thing? Probably not much, very much. But when you do the difficult thing and you get through it, then you feel challenged, you feel important. You know? That's awesome, Ducks. I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you. And it's not easy. It's not easy. It's not fucking easy. It's not easy. Don't take what I'm saying as like, you know, if you're in the hole and everything sucks and everything's miserable, you go, oh, this dickhead's just telling me, oh, just get up and go for a fucking 20k run. No, that's the wrong way to look at it. Start as low as you can start. Take the smallest step you can possibly take. Take a small step that you can do, that you want to do, and that you will do. All right? All those things are important. Because it's all, you also, here's another good concept as well. You have to start trusting your own word again. You have to start trusting your own promises. Like, very often we go through life and we'll make a promise to ourselves. We'll say, oh, I'll try to do this week. And then you don't do it. It's just teaching your brain that your word means nothing. Your own brain doesn't believe you. Oh, I'm going to try to do this week. And then you don't do it. It's just reinforcing in your brain that anything that you commit to, you're going to not do. So you have to start like believing your own word again. I'm going to go for a walk today. And then you don't do it. And then what? You're going to feel like shit. You're going to go to bed feeling like shit. You are going to feel like shit. You're going to feel terrible. And maybe everything went wrong and you couldn't actually do it. But there's probably a part of it that's in your control. And if you go out and do it, even though you don't want to, even though it sucks, even though you're scared, even though it's terrible, but you come home and you've done it, even if you just walk for 2 minutes, then you feel better because you know you made a promise to yourself, you committed to it, you did something you know that you should do, you did something, you took a step in the right direction, you did the right thing, and you will go to bed feeling happy. And the next time you make a promise to yourself, your brain will believe that you're actually going to follow through. And then you just, small steps, you just build up and up and up, because the depressive voice in your head makes you go like, oh, we said we'd do this today, but we didn't do it. We're a piece of shit. We suck. Or spiral, 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 spiral. It's very hard to ignore that voice, but you might get hit by a bus tomorrow. So better to take the small step today than to take that small step in 10 years from now, because bad things are coming and you can be a strong, capable person when they come, or you can be someone that needs, I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. The point is that everyone's got strength, everyone's capable, everyone has the ability to do these things. Even if that dumb part of your brain is telling you not to, ignore it. You can fucking do it. Because if this piece of shit managed to do it, you can fucking do it. I believe in you. All right? I believe in you. People that have struggles can do it. You can do it too. You have that strength, that power, as long as you are willing to entertain that idea and believe it. You'd be surprised how well you can do. And if you are trying your hardest and still struggling and you don't know why, or even beforehand, like, seek professional help. Seek professional help. Lean on your friends, lean on your family, lean on your support network. Admit to yourself you need help. Admit to yourself that you're vulnerable, that you're weak, and then admit to others that you need help too. And then you'd be surprised how many people step up and help you. And then you can slowly move forward. You know? Slowly move forward. Some days getting out of bed is hard. Some days it's the easiest thing to do. Yeah. That's it. That's it, dude. And some days you can't get out of bed. Some days, and that's the thing, don't compare yourself to anybody. Don't compare yourself to anybody. Some days, the best you can do is still be here. Some days that takes all of your fucking strength, all of your positivity. Some days, just still being here is the best you can do. So don't let anybody make you feel bad because you didn't do all these other things. You didn't do this whole list of bullshit. That was the best you could do today. You fucking did it. It's a new day tomorrow. All right? As long as, maybe we'll end on that. Maybe we'll end on that. Bit of a heavy stream today, but I hope it's been more of a optimistic stream, a hopeful stream. I have been thinking about Papa Zanardi a lot this week. I do have the videos loaded up as well, but I'm not gonna. I don't think we're gonna show them. I did have some stuff loaded up to share, but I think we'll leave it. We'll leave it today. Rest in peace, mate. We'll leave that today. But Memento Mori. Remember your death. Every second is important. You never know when it's going to happen. It's going to happen eventually. You can't escape it. So live your life as if it's the last day. All right. Enjoy it. You have the power. You can do it. You could do it. Also, remember that even if you think, even if the things you do every day feels unimportant, someone out there might think it's exceptional. Someone out there might get strength from what you're doing or what you're saying. You might not even know that. You don't know the impact your words have. You don't know the impact that has. You know, when you improve yourself, you improve others around you, even if you don't notice it. So keep that in mind, that you're valuable, you can have a positive impact on the world, and you are deserving of love and self-worth, all right? Don't let that dumb part of your brain trick you into not believing it. It's not true. It's not true. And if your dumb part of your brain fucking screams at you, send me a DM, I'll scream back at it, all right? That's the good part about this community, all right? Discord is open to anybody. Everyone in there is always pumping each other up, being motivational, sharing stories, sharing struggles, all right? You don't have to do it alone. Best thing about Twitch, you don't have to do it alone. All right, this is a community where you can be vulnerable and just what if you need to. People are going to pump you up. People are going to help you. People are going to give you a kick in the ass when you need a kick in the ass. All right, you can hold yourself accountable to us, we can hold ourselves accountable to you. And together, the rising tide lifts all boats. All right? You're not alone. Everyone in the world is struggling. Whether or not they want to admit it, whether or not they show it, they are. All right? So you're not alone. We all go through this stuff. We can all help each other and get through it together. All right? I believe in you. All right? Exactly right. Hi, Naomi. Exactly right. So, I mean, how many viewers? Did you raid someone? We should raid someone. Carla was very nice to... How do I even look at my viewers? I have no idea. I've been turned off for so long. 73 viewers. Should we rate someone? Let's have a look. Who's online? Maybe send someone some love. Sure. Sure. Does this button still work? Oh, yeah. We'll give him some love. He's a good boy. He's on front page too. Are we on front page? We are on front page. Oh, that's so bizarre. Ah! We are on front page. I don't like seeing it. Imposter syndrome. Run away. Oh God. Why did I apply for that? Oh God. It's all right. This is a good stream, I think. Good stream. If you want to join the Discord, the Twitter, the Instagram, you're welcome to. There is also a secondary YouTube channel now, Scary Drop Bear VODs, SDB VODs. The link's in the Discord. It's just SDB VODs. I'm going to be exporting this and uploading to that as well. If you ever miss a stream, they're going to be saved not only on Twitch but also on YouTube, so you won't miss anything. This stream was better for the NA viewers. The stream beforehand was better for the Australians. The next stream we're going to do, it might be on Friday. And I'll let you guys know. But the next stream I'm going to do is going to be games and chill, and we're going to fucking have a good time. We're going to shit talk. We're going to have memes, banter. It's going to be good. Next stream is going to be an easy stream. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. And then there might be one this weekend too. So we're building back up. Second stream in a year. We're going to get back to full time, or like at least consistent hours streaming. And there's going to be more community stuff. There's going to be more. I'm going to open up an inbox so you guys can submit questions anonymously. If any problems you guys are having or anything that we can help with as a community, that'll be there, and there'll also be a bunch of stuff. So it'll be good. So if you're new to the stream and that sounds like what you want to do or what you enjoy, feel free to follow so you can find your way back here next time. Thank you for all the subs today. Winter especially. Nutty, Bob, anybody else that subbed, all the follows. Thank you, Carla, for the raid. She's such a sweet bean. We did get a photo together. It's on Twitter. I did meet her in PAX last year. Very, very smart girl. Very, very motivated. Good person. Good person. As you guys already know if you came from her stream. So fuck yeah. Yes, you can, Nutty. You can. Alright. We'll I don't want to misspell his name. Where is he? There he is. Alright, I'm gonna send you to a WoW stream. I know. Wow, disgusting. Imagine not being a RuneScape kid. Hi, Seppi. Hi, Seppi. Bye, Seppi. Thank you for all the mods that were here today as well. I appreciate you guys. Anyone else that turned up, you guys are awesome. Hi, Trips. I'm gonna go with Nick. He's a good boy. Oh, missing? Wait. Didn't work. It's only my second stream back, so everything's still broken. We'll get there, chat. There we go. Nick's playing WoW. Me and him were on Grassroots, one of 8 people selected a year, or whatever it is. We were on Grassroots together back in 2019. 2019, November, I think. He's a good boy. He's a wholesome boy. He's an attractive boy. He's New Zealand. Don't hold that against him. He's still nice. Good to see everybody. Are you mod for a WoW stream? Fuck yeah, Nutty. Well, then you'll be able to help him out. Trips, good to see you. Sorry I'm ending at the end. Anyone from Carla's stream, thank you for coming over. Thank you for sticking with me. I know it's a bit of a heavy day today, but I did want to briefly tribute and talk about Papas and the impact he had. And we can all be that light in the fog for other people in our lives as well. Take that message forward. You can do it. If you need help, Discord's there. We've all got your back. Get after it, all right? You got this. I'll see you in a few days. Or some point. I'll see you at some point. Press the follows, all that stuff, and whatever, and I don't know. I'll see you soon, chat. Wait, I'm done with this. There you go. I'll see you fucking soon, guys. Thank you for a great stream. I appreciate all the words. You guys make me feel good. I hope you feel good too. I'll see you later. Have a good one. Goodbye.